play the part where you create your character. I don't need that. Like that, you can skip that 15, 20 minutes there and just boom, start like go out in the real world. That's what we want to see anyway. I want to see you like out there. I want to see you like start off shooting like mutated iguanas and then
dude, I go one better that. I show people how to skip that part. Like you save right here before you go this far in the wasteland. So if you ever want to make a new character, you don't have to go sit through all that shit again.
Yeah. I enjoyed, and I like how they did it, and I like how Oblivion did it too. Like in Oblivion, how it's like were you born under the stars of the Archer, or was it the Magician?
Stars of the Archer.
It's really fun to do. I like building the characters in those games because my character is always like the guy who's like really really powerful with like magic and stuff because I'm not so good with like I don't like the sword fighting in games like Oblivion. Like I'd rather shoot a bow or use magic, and so I always build up those two skills and that and like the sneak and the luck and stuff like that.
See, I've always been a thief.
Hey, just so you mega super nerds know, I think you're being live streamed now.
Now we're getting live streamed. Hey there, live stream peoples.
Yeah, I've always liked the thief characters, and like in New Vegas, they got Silencers Edition now, so you can just be a complete asshole and just pickpocket everybody and use a silenced 9mm grease gun.
Yeah, I liked. I never worked on like the thief stuff, like as far as like stealing, pickpocketing people and stuff like that. I always thought it made better. I always thought it would be easier just to go and like, I don't know, take their money, like kill them and just take it, and just deal with the consequences.
Someone asked, what game is this? Like, they didn't recognize the... I don't know if you guys are looking at the live stream, but people constantly fuss that there's nothing to look at. And
so you're going to let them watch the Modern Warfare 2 thing over and over?
Over and over and over. And
dude, don't torture him with that. At least put it on Call of Duty 4's cutscene. Or World at War. World at War is really nice.
Really? I've barely seen that one. But I just figured, we'd let it roll. I don't mind this cutscene at all. And there's no sound. Yeah. There shouldn't be any sound. Let me turn it on and make sure. There shouldn't be any sound. Let me turn it on and make sure. Oh, yeah, I did it right. So, yeah, now at least there's something playing, something to look at.
So I was going to tell the story.
Play the game while we do the podcast. Be the worst podcast ever. Be like, yeah,
So I was at the gun store today, and I'm in the back shooting the guns, and the guys up at the front counter are watching my videos, and a cop walks into the back room, like where we do the shooting, and he's like, "Holy shit, that's the 360 no scope guy! Oh my god!" He's like, "I gotta shake your hand. Come, I gotta shake your hand." I was like, I shake his hand. I was like, "You know who I am?" He's like, "Oh man, at the police station, we watch your shit all the time. We're always joking about doing a 360 no scope, and you did that shit. That is fucking brilliant. He's like, you're a badass, man. This is awesome." He's like, "You got to add me online." I'm like, all right. He's like, "I got to warn you though. I play with some real assholes though." I'm like, "That's all right. I can kind of be an asshole myself." He's like, "I play with fisticuffs." I'm like, "Oh, oh, you want to say that?" Yeah. He's like, "I play with fists." And I'm like, "Oh."
So you play with subpar mediocre players, huh?
and like all those, I guess he plays with Fist and like all those guys that Fist plays with.
Who does Fist play with now? I thought all his friends left him.
What's that guy? I don't know their names. Those like
that Nazanin, whatever his name is.
Whatever.
He used to play with like JLG Reality and Rodriguez and stuff like that. Do they still play with him?
He was mentioning those like, I want to say it's something like a bird or something. I don't know. Those black guys that were in the podcast with him. I don't know their names.
Oh, I don't. Were they allowed to speak in the podcast?
the guys that were sitting to the left and right, just shaking their heads and agreeing with everything.
Yeah, NASA.
Said.
Somebody said in the podcast. Somebody said in the stream, it's NASA. And then somebody called me a racist. How is that racist? They were black guys. Like they were. Like what? And J-Eazy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I don't intend to mention him on the actual podcast. I heard he mentioned me a whole lot. I'm glad he's a fan, but it won't be reciprocated. But I guess he watches my stuff. I appreciate that. It's always nice to have fans out there.
Oh, dude, I can only imagine what he said about you, Woody.
I was camping, man. I thought I saw you out there. I'm walking out in the woods. I'm like, whose Claymore is this? It's got to be Wings.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. GFX Labs. Yeah, it said like Jive Turkey. That's the other guy. Yeah, but it was really weird because this has never happened to me to talk to somebody in real life who knows the shit that we talk about. You know, because this is kind of like a separate language. Like when I'm like, yeah. So I was talking to Muzzlefuzzers the other day. If I say that in the real world, somebody's like, what the fuck's a Muzzlefuzzers?
I've had it twice, man. I think I've told the stories before. One time was at work. You know, we were like on another floor, which where I work, it's big enough that you go to this like another floor, and often you don't know anybody. And the guy recognized my voice. I was just doing laps with my friend, talking, and he's like, "This is gonna sound crazy, but are you Woody's gamertag?" And I'm like, "Wow, I am Woody's gamertag." And he's like, "I totally recognized your voice." And he's like, "I heard you worked in North Carolina and that you worked with computers. I thought maybe it might be here." And yeah, it was. And then another time was with GoDaddy. Like when we first launched Huppet, it was over there, and we needed to move to a bigger server. And they had heard of me before, and they put us like in the front of the line to get some priority service, and they gave us a 15% discount because he was a fan. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but it was weird just to talk to that guy. He's like, just have somebody in real life mention like fisticuffs or YouTube and like talk about like, oh, you did this video and that video, and yeah, I liked it when you did this. That was just weird. I was afraid he was going to ask for an autograph in front of all those people.
I would have done it.
I would have done it too.
Like, hey, comrade, come here. You want autograph?
Oh man, it was great though. It was pretty cool to meet somebody that actually knew who I was.
You should have had him looking there stupid, smiling at the camera while you was about to shoot the saw.
Dude, that saw is sick. I want one now. I'm wondering how much I would have to pay to get a saw.
$20,000.
See, but dude, it's so much fun to shoot. Like you have the firepower that thing has.
Let me tell you a way around to get a light machine gun for cheap.
What? Convert a assault rifle to belt fed?
No. Probably the cheapest way you're gonna get a light machine gun that can be belt fed is to they have these kits where you can make a Browning like a 1919, and the key is they don't sell the firing mechanism with the kit, so the gun doesn't work. But here's the kicker: the kit is 100% dead on accurate schematics of the Browning 1919, and all you had to do is just buy a firing pin for it. So the kit sells for about $3,500. You put the gun together and you buy a firing pin, you put it in it. It's a fully automatic Browning that works.
I know where I can get a fully automatic Browning for like
did you post that
$500.
link?
Yeah, I posted a link.
Oh, you're not a mod.
No, yeah, I am. See?
Really? It doesn't say mod. Do you guys see mod next to his name?
I don't see mod either.
I couldn't post a link if I weren't. It says mod on my screen.
Yeah, that's interesting. 'Cause I just modded him again, and it still didn't say anything. So that's interesting.
But yeah, I was thinking about doing that myself. Like, I got a bar that I converted to belt fed, but a bar is nothing like a saw. A bar is like maybe 12 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know how much that saw weighed. I mean, it wasn't like I was having a hard time holding it. I held it with one hand and held the belt with the other when I was just goofing around with it, and like I could fire it like that. I didn't know how they would feel about it, and I was a little afraid that like my fingers were going to get sucked into the firing mechanism if I did that, so didn't do that.
I see that Glock jammed on you. That's what they're known for.
Yep, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Woody's always talking about the Glock.
Yeah, I was just thinking, what was that, a 1911?
And sure enough,
dude,
after
every Glock I've ever fired, within 15 to 20 shots, I've had one stick on me. And I'm talking about 30 or 40 times. I've shot
That's
a Glock.
funny, yeah, because I've fired Glocks, and these are like never cleaned, gun rental, just used and abused, 50,000 rounds through them Glocks, and they work fine.
I remember when I took my mother to buy her a gun, and she had to test to fire a 9mm Glock. The shit locked up on her 14 times. It's like, oh man.
I mean, this was a Glock 18. I mean, this thing's slam firing. It's not exactly like it's a standard
but
Glock.
all Glocks do that, dude.
The Wings, man, this is like a really.
I mean, I'm not saying there's
position.
not a good Glock out there.
But to argue that Glocks are like unreliable guns, or that they're notoriously unreliable, that is a position you'll find 1% of the people agreeing with you.
Woody, you seem to think the 1911's unreliable. The whole shooting world would disagree with you. That gun is held up in a high standard.
You know what we're going to have to do, right? I might have to make a video where I take a Glock of Woody's choosing and a 1911 of Wings choosing and shoot about 100 rounds through each of them of high caliber, like maybe like hand-loaded ammo that I make that I know is perfect, and see what happens.
We should do that.
I don't even have a Glock. Like, it's not
matter of fact, here's the test. You can get the most expensive Glock you can find, and you can go get a dirt fucking cheap $300 1911. I bet you money it would outperform that Glock. Bet you money.
Go ahead and do it, Kyle. Yeah, I
You ain't got to get a nice fancy one.
I'm not even a Glock person. I don't even have one. I have a Smith & Wesson M&P. But, to argue that Glocks are unreliable, it's like saying, the Chevys are more reliable than Toyota. The Chevys are more reliable than Toyotas. Well, sometimes I guess. But most people will kind of agree that the Toyota is the reliable car.
Yeah, they'll agree right up until the gas pedal sticks and you go off a cliff.
Yeah.
maybe you're right.
And agree till the fucking tailgate bends in half when you sit on it.
Wings,
I'm
if you
trying
if
so
you
hard
bent a tailgate in half by sitting on it, holy smoke.
No, dude, when the Toyota truck first started coming out, I mean, just a standard butt person's weight, maybe 200 pounds would bend the tailgate. I mean, warp it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've got access to a grenade launcher, yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, should we kick off the show?
Maybe.
I've got a couple topics lined up. I think we'll start with
I got a couple topics too. I just want to go ahead and show Woody that there's 1911 societies, and I'm not seeing too many Glock organizations out there.
I'll say this, and this is my limited. I've fired both, and from my limited experience, the way I feel about it is, the Glock has odd recoil. It feels like it recoils to the side a little bit when it fires. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that. It's just how it felt. It felt like it was going up and to the left. And I think the Glock's an ugly gun. As far as reliability, I haven't shot one enough to really say. I shot it once and it jammed. But my cousin's 1911 is, when you hold the thing, you know that you could literally beat somebody to death with it. It's a heavy...
Yeah, it's 38-ounce frame. Got
it's a heavy frame gun.
Sweetest trigger, most crispest stock trigger you'll ever have.
My issue with it, though, and this is probably a safety issue, if you pull the slide back and drop it, all right, now the hammer's back, it's kind of hard to safely drop that hammer because you have to squeeze it, with the webbing between your thumb and index finger in the back to enable the trigger. That's the safety mechanism. And then if you have to bring your left thumb up and put it on the hammer to drop it. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not ambidextrous, so my left thumb, I don't trust it to safely let that hammer down every time. I wouldn't want it in like a military-type situation where if I fuck up and let this round off, the enemy's going to swarm down on us and murder us all. That's the biggest complaint I have about the Colt.
Dude, I keep mine with the camera back.
Dude, why would somebody goes pull the mag out? There's a bullet in the chamber.
Yeah.
No, just lock it, dude. Just lock it. There's a safety mechanism right there at your thumb. What they do is the way MPs would carry them, they carry them on their belt, and that safety is there for a reason. They keep it locked and loaded, so when they pull it out, they just flip their thumb and it's ready. I mean, it's not. You're not supposed to carry it unlocked. It's supposed to be. It's designed to be carried around with the hammer back.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like the situation I was in is like me and my cousin were sitting in the car the other night, and I was like, "Let me see that bad boy," and I was like, and I was like, "Oh shit, now what?" Because we're sitting in my car. It's like I want to let the hammer down now.
Dude, my hammer's right now back sitting in my truck console, fully locked and loaded. I keep mine locked and loaded.
I guess so. It's just like I'd like a better way. Like the deal with my Ruger P94 is
most Berettas nowadays, or most guns nowadays, even Smith and Wessons, are like the fucking Walthers. They don't even carry safeties on no more because the trigger's so hard to pull. You have to pretty much forcibly pull the trigger. You've seen those yet?
No, I was gonna say though, but on my Ruger P94, like let's say you do the same thing. You pull the slide back chamber around. Now the hammer's locked in the back position. The safety is right up on the back of the slide. You flip it down with your thumb, and it drops the hammer safely automatically.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that feature on that thing because I like to just like twirl it with one hand and cock it, and safety off, safety on, safety off, safety on, and like twirl it and cock it and goof around with it. I'm one of those people who literally play. Yeah, I'm one of those people who literally plays with guns. I was on the phone the other night in my car, and I got like a 357. Just playing around.
Yeah, don't buy no new handguns because the handguns now don't even have hammers on them, and they just have like a red dot that appears, and you can't take it off unless you like manually take out the bullet. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I like revolvers. I've always wanted a revolver with an internal hammer though. One of those cool little like maybe a 38 just to stick on my ankle. I don't know. I just think those look cool.
All right, guys, let's get this podcast going.
Was one of those old,
I like guns and I'm going to sleep. This is a lot of freaking tech talk on the red dot or the cocking mechanism on a 1911.
I was about to talk about the Cold Action Army here.
I'm sure you freaking do. I get this. There are Glock lovers out there too. There are plenty of societies. You go to glocktalk.com, you'll find people who think there's no
if I went to a
gun.
Glock lover society, I'd see them all on the ground trying to pick up the shell they just pulled out of the fucking side of it.
Yes, dear. All right, let's get the let's get the podcast started. So, Wings?
What the fuck is this?
Wings, don't get distracted now. We're going to start the podcast.
No, some asshole has my shit. He named himself Gordy Gordon.
On
Who the fuck would
stream?
have this? No, on my Skype. I mean, somebody's in the stream that knows my Skype. Who knows it here?
Now everyone in the stream knows your Skype.
Yeah, it's Gordy Gordon. Go ahead and send him all the messages you want.
All right, Wings, you ready?
Let's start this. Yeah.
There's no one. 5.
Dude, he's still
4.
sending me. Hold up, he's still sending me fucking shit.
Block him.
I've done it. He's made another one.
You gonna be okay, Wings? Come on,
This shit
baby.
right here pisses me off. Yeah,
Dude,
let's do this.
That's perfect. I
So
want
you're
to hear
feeding into it. Just don't even mention it.
All right, no one. 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption here with Painkiller, episode 28. And we're getting off to a slow start, and I see Woody has lost the Modern Warfare 2 live streaming feature. But what do we got today?
Oh,
We don't got a guest today, do we?
No guests today. It's just us.
it's just us.
us,
No guests this time.
It's FPS.
Well,
Kyle,
I guess it's pretty good that it's just us. Because
I saw
you know,
Hitler talking shit about you today, man. I had to throw that out there.
I saw that too. That was
I
awesome.
saw Hitler talking mad shit on Wings Redemption.
All
he
right,
was,
all
he
right.
was like, and it's like,
What am I gonna sit in a corner like Wings of Redemption?
yeah, it was pretty great.
Who's hosting the podcast this week? Is it Wings on their channel?
I believe
I
so.
don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Yeah,
put a
probably.
YouTube link in there. But you guys have probably seen the meme where what movie is that from? Kyle, do you know?
I have no clue.
It's from The Fall, The Downfall, something like that.
The Downfall? Okay. So what they do is they put subtitles to like Hitler yelling at all his staff. And it's usually about something completely unrelated to the movie. And this one was about the removal of quickscoping from Black Ops. And at one point the guy's like, what, am I going to sit in a corner like Wings of Redemption? And it was
Yeah,
awesome.
great.
It's the best part of
you
it.
know, I don't sit in a corner.
I know.
Not
that's the
anymore.
thing.
There
You've
was a
never
time
seen
when you
Wings, like,
advocated that kind of play.
Even then, I didn't sit in the corner. I do the same thing I do now.
I watched a free-for-all vid of you on Salvage saying this is the best way to play. I sit in a corner, I ring the dinner bell, and I let them come to me.
No, I was in the middle of the map, though.
You were
no
standing
corner.
on a truck by CDOM.
Yeah, that truck is nowhere near corners.
What? That is
There's a corner on each. There's a corner on each side of you. You're not in a corner per se. Corner is like when you're literally crouched in a corner.
Like, now I was looking at the higher level. Like if you looked at the entire map, you would identify that quadrant as sort of one of the corners. But yeah, I guess technically he's not in the very corner. But
you've never seen Wings like literally go and crouch in a corner so that he only has the 90 degrees in front of him as a kill zone. Like he's usually got at least 180 degrees of kill zone in front of him. He's just ensuring that 180 behind him is safe, because with Ninja you need to.
I mean, seriously. Like I talked about it in my quickscoping video today. I talked about one of the reasons that you can't really hard scope effectively in Modern Warfare 2 anymore is Ninja, because once you scope in, you lose all your peripheral vision, and only way you got to protect yourself is sound whoring at that point.
It's true.
Yep.
I mean, it's 100% true. Like in World of War, you hear that motherfucker with MP40 going clock, 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 clock. All right, so you got to switch out and pull your pistol. Even like COD 4, you could do it.
So let me explain the quick scoping thing to people. I'm not sure everyone knows exactly what the change is, but from what they're saying, here's the deal. In Modern Warfare 2 and below, when you scope in, the very center of the screen is where the scope is going to be. So you can get so let's start that over. The very center of the screen is where the scope is going to land. If you don't scope in, then the bullet covers like the middle third of the screen, right? It's going to land somewhere in there randomly. So what people do with quick scoping is they get the accuracy of using the scope without really waiting and looking for it and hard scoping in. What's going to be different is that rather than the scope point being the very center of the screen like it is today, it's going to be somewhat random. Like the guy throws up the scope, and it's not necessarily going to be centered where it was before you brought the scope in. It's going to throw you off, and then if you were to quick scope in Black Ops, it looks like everything's going to be a drag scope. Where you find yourself off target, you quickly correct, and there you go. So that's what's new about it. And the quick scoping guys are up in arms. They just hate it because their whole gameplay, their favorite thing about Call of Duty and their favorite style of play is going to be a whole lot harder than it was before. It's one thing just to slow it down like they did in the beta, but that's not what they're doing. They're not just slowing down the scope in time. They're slowing down the scope in time, and they're randomizing where the scope lands. So they're going to have to correct after the scope comes in, and it's just going to make it so difficult to do. So yeah, from the Treyarch point of view, they're saying, look, quickscoping is frustrating for the people on the other team. That guy, is killing you. It's the fastest killing gun in the game, really, if it's one of those rare moments where it actually works. If it's, most of the time, most quickscopers don't have the same success. Like, if you look at Small Beans, her I don't know. But if you look at like Small Beans, Moody Swede, the Mighty Hutch, those guys are all really good with quick scoping, and they still don't rock massive KDs. I mean, a guy like Nanners or Wings or a lot of guys on YouTube will have higher KDs than the quick scopers do, just because they're using better guns, really. And those guys are smart, practiced players, and they're still not working really high KDs in the game. Sark made a rip on Twitter. And I don't think he's talking about them specifically, but he was saying, hey, I'll tell you what, I played with a lot of quickscopers, and they're exhibition only. When you put them in the wild, they don't do well. And that, I think, shows that quickscoping isn't overpowered. So the Treyarch kind of has two arguments, and to me, they conflict with each other. One is, look, this is totally overpowered. And maybe they're thinking it's totally overpowered when it works, because most of the time, it's hard to do. And their other argument is, you have all these fanboys who emulate their favorite YouTubers who are lousy teammates because they're going out there, they're going super negative, they don't care about the game, they're just sort of ruining it. And so those are like polar opposites. One, these guys are too good using an overpowered setup, and two, these guys are too bad using an underpowered setup, and they ruin your team. So yeah, that's the change that's out there. And like I was on Camp Hutch recently, and my standpoint hasn't really changed from 2 nights ago. It's that I appreciate what Treyarch is doing. I kind of like that they're looking for aspects of the game that are frustrating and looking to remove them. But in this little witch hunt, they're drowning an innocent woman.
I don't think
quickscopers. So. Oh well, all right. So you can go and I'm almost done my little rant here. But the quickscopers are not the ones who frustrate me in the game. The guys with claymores, the endless claymores, they're a little bit frustrating. It is a pain in the butt to retake the second floor of the library on Overgrown when a guy has endless claymores. It is a pain in the butt to deal with, the shotgun secondaries, when the guy's got a perfect weapon for every situation. It is a pain in the butt to deal with the noob tubers. Oh my gosh, the noob tubers in Danger Close are terrible. And Treyarch's addressed all those things. I have never walked into a game and said, this is terrible. I can't deal with these quickscopers.
Yep.
I don't have a chance.
I have.
Really?
Yeah, you have, Woody.
Call of Duty 4 at times becomes like a sniper lobby, and it's the gayest shit ever to go in there and just hear M40s going pow, 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 and everybody's spinning and jumping, and your teammate's not going for the objective, and it's just annoying as shit.
See, on the teammate side, I can kind of get on board. On the other team side, I've never been like, oh my gosh, I can't compete against a quickscoper.
Well, see, I'm not trying to compete. I can go in and win all day long. I'm trying to make it a video. Nobody wants to see me shooting people, jumping off buildings and spinning around. They're going to be like, yeah, you got 50 kills in that TDM, but like 4 guys on the other team were spinning in circles.
Yep. Best thing I'd like to say here, the guy that FPS Russia humiliated with the noob tubes.
yeah. That guy was trying to quick scope, went in there, killed him with nothing but direct impact noob tubes.
I like it's funny because I shoot them in the ass with little grenade.
But yeah, dude, like that guy that lost our TDM win streak way back in the day, he was trying to fucking quickscope. And we're sitting there begging him not to go out and do shit.
Oh, yeah, that guy on our team. Was he quickscoping? I do remember.
Yeah, he was quickscoping.
Is that? Oh my gosh, yeah, that was So that wasn't my good win streak. That streak ended at about 80, I think. And yeah, there was this one idiot on Scrapyard who kept running through the center. Go ahead.
I need an administrator on Skype here. This guy has made 16 fucking different names. He's constantly calling me. I've blocked him every time.
What are they, all variants of Jordy Jordan?
Yeah, this Cordy Corden right now.
All right, so Mods, can you take a look at that while he keeps logging in? We'll get back with the show. Wings?
I can't talk because I keep going dee.
What?
He's purposely ruining it. I can't hear you guys over the fucking calls.
Oh, he's calling you on Skype. I thought he was calling you in the stream.
Yeah. I need a fucking Skype administrator. Anybody know one?
Do this. Go to Tools, Options, and then on Sounds, just turn off all the sounds. I'm sorry, podcast.
We will find this little bitch and punish him.
I mean, if I knew where he was right now, I'd literally castrate him with his own dick.
I'm picturing that. That would never work on Gold Glove.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry. I have passed up a million opportunities to make a joke in that.
All right, I got all the sounds muted now. What were we talking about? Talking about the quick scoping.
Talking about castration.
What was that comment that we made today? Somebody said something about something was going to last like a really short amount of time, and somebody goes in before Gold Glove joke, but before they could say in before Gold Glove joke, I was like, not shorter than Gold Glove's dick. It was just so funny. We were all
man. I feel for him. He's been such a good sport about that. Like I teased him once. All Sham No Wows teased him, but at some point it's like let it go. But everyone has their thing, right? Hutch apparently is a pedophile who likes 8-year-old girls, and I'm sure mine will come around. But yeah, he's not really small. It's just a joke. Funny.
All right, we were talking about the quick scoping.
Yeah,
and the streak. You were talking, Woody. To cut you off because this guy's still annoying the shit out of me.
So what happened was I had an 80-game win streak, and it was my best win streak at the time. I've since done a whole lot better. Like 179, I think, is where it stopped. But this guy, we were like begging him, talking to him, saying, man, just stay still. We lost the game 7,500 to 7,400. That was how my win streak ended. And this jackass went super negative, running out, sprinting into the center of Scrapyard all game long. And he was, I guess, a quickscoper, and it was frustrating. He would not be restrained, and he went so negative he ended the streak, and it sucked.
And he had the same mentality all the other ones have. I play for fun. I don't care. It's like, you might not care, but this might be important to us. I mean, he was one guy, and we had 5-man party, and this guy single-handedly destroyed our TDM win streak. That's how bad he did.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. He went negative in the teens somewhere. And, I guess the other team was good enough. We couldn't do much better. My wife was streaming Netflix. I remember that, too. I only went, like, +4 or 5. Something. It wasn't that good. And,
Yeah, but he went negative, like, 20.
Oh, it was a lot. I forget exactly what it was, but he was terrible. It was hard to overcome him. And,
I remember screaming at him, talking about how we started a negative 25 deficit just having you on the fucking team.
He was bad. So, but Wings, what do you think of getting rid of quickscoping from the game?
What do I think it will do? I think it'll lessen the amount of snipers I have on my fucking team.
Okay, so you're coming at it from that angle that it's no. So JD had 2 angles, right? One was that it stinks to have them on the other team because they feel like unfair deaths, and the other was it stinks to have them on your team because often they don't do as well as they could have. It's the second part that appeals to you.
Is there any way to get rid of this guy? He has called me over 50 times now. It just keeps popping up on my screen.
All right. Sorry, podcast. I'm going to see if I can figure this out.
I'll say this, though, about how
I've blocked him. I've blocked him 1,000,000 times. He keeps making different fucking names.
So you need to go to Tools, Options, Call Settings. Only allow people in my contact list to call me.
Contact. So Tools, Options, are going to Contact. Call settings.
Only allow people in my contact list to call me.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Here's the way I feel about this whole quick scoping thing is that it's and people overlook this. This isn't our game. This is Treyarch's game. It's like, it's like, you ever go and you're at the playground and somebody's playing their little game back there. There aren't too many playground games that involve a ball, but they might be back there with a kickball. You don't know what they're doing with that kickball. You ask them, what game are you guys playing? Oh, we're playing kickball. Well, what are the rules? Well, you can only kick it over here, and you can only take 3 steps before you kick it, and we don't have any bases, so you got to stand on this cup. And you're like, okay, well, that's how we play the game then. Whoever's making the rules up for the kickball game, that's how you got to play, or you're not allowed to play with them anymore. You're going to have to go sit over there by yourself with Jimmy Munez drinking white milk. You don't want that.
That's not the entire picture. Poor Jimmy.
No, let me finish the little thought. So Treyarch has made this first-person shooter game, and to them, the way they want it to be played is the sniper is a long-range engagement role where you pick people off just as you would in real life. And they want, it to slowly move down. Assault is your medium to long. Light machine guns are for, like, choke points and stuff. That's why you got the 100 rounds, but the low mobility. You're not supposed to be moving around a lot. Then you got SMGs for up close and personal, and shotguns for, those humiliating, like, right-in-your-face type kills. And, like, I understand that there's a whole subculture that it's, like, does nothing but quick scope for whatever reason, but, like, Treyarch doesn't want people doing that in their game.
So I get what you mean. It was pretty neat the way you described the weapons and their roles and choke points and etc. So it looks like if you're going to have success with the sniper rifle going forward, it's going to be a lot like the shotgun. One of those things where you have to navigate the map in a really particular way to have any kind of success with it. With the shotgun, you're pretty much unarmed if you see a guy at, say, 20 feet away. Mm-hmm. So you need to stay indoors. You need to stay in rooms. You need to, close in on a guy while you're behind cover so that you can, move to a way that you have the advantage. The sniper will be the exact opposite of that, but similar in that, you need to make sure that, you're in a place that's not going to get close quarters encounters. Because with quick scoping, you at least have a chance. With, in the new game, you won't. Having said that, and your ball analogy, let's say that, it's not your ball and you allow people to play with it. Let's say you're in the ball rental business and all these guys are keeping you alive. Then they do get some sort of input into how they play with the ball, no?
To a certain extent, yeah, and they made a lot of changes to that fact. But I think what we've got here is an issue of there's a lot more people that like red balls than people who like blue balls.
No, well, here's the issue: is this?
Yeah, no. Let's all agree no one likes blue balls.
Here's the issue right here. All right, everybody else is playing fucking kickball. Here comes Timmy. Timmy's got a fucking leg brace on. And Timmy, you can't play kickball. You got a leg brace on. And Timmy's like, it will take more skill for me to run the bases with my leg brace. That's exactly what we got here.
We don't want the leg brace people coming in and trying to play kickball with us. That's all we're saying. Come on, cripple, go play your own fucking game.
My big takeaway from this conversation is Wings of Redemption is a legend. It's just...
I love the like this random shit out of nowhere. It's like, all right, what you got here is a retard crawling on the ground. All right, and the ants are all over him. They're like biting him and stuff. And you got two options: you can pour honey on him, or you can pour gasoline. Now, if you pour the honey, it's gonna make things worse. And you're thinking to yourself like, why am I still listening to this madness?
And then something about Hitler and a book suppository.
Yes, and bears are people. Dude, I got a guy on my friends list, and his motto is like, bears are people too.
Oh, I have to get that gamer tag, man. That's
bears are people, man. Bears are people. No, but all right. Man. In the end, it's their game, and they know that you're going to buy it no matter what. And I think that there is a larger percentage of people who either don't care or prefer if there isn't quick scoping than there are in the quick scoping community. I know they may be a vocal community. They may be a lot of the people who want the quick scoping are very vocal. They're like, no, don't take it away. We'll murder your family, Josh Olin.
We won't one-shot kill snipers. Hit markers suck.
That's another thing I'd like to say. Guys, JD 2020, Josh Olin, whatever you want to call him, he didn't single-handedly make this game. As a matter of fact, he had nothing to do with the making of this game. I would be willing to bet. He's a mouthpiece. Like, he's the guy who talks. Yeah. He's like Chuck Norris selling the full-body gym or whatever. You think he builds... He's not in the factories building them. He's not on the design team. He's just a strong, famous guy who pretends like he uses it.
I think he is on the design team. I think his role is to at least have his finger on the pulse of the community and understand what they're doing. And, when you included people who don't care, some people who either don't want quick scoping or don't care, I think you're right. That is a huge majority. I think, I compare it to politics, where it's an issue where you only lose votes. If they hadn't touched quick scoping, nobody would have thought less of the game. But instead, they kind of made a bold move. They addressed quick scoping, and you get a lot of people who either don't care and a lot of people who hate it. And I think they would have done better with the game if they left it alone. But
I think it's possible, like based on this move, because it's like you said, this could have a negative effect on their sales. So the fact that they did it, and they don't make moves without thinking about them. They're not just flipping switches at random. Let's do this.
Controversy.
Do that. They're thinking about this stuff before they did it. I think
you see what we're doing right now?
Play their own game. I mean, I think these are guys who play their own game, and they're like, you know what? I'm tired of that bullshit with people quick scoping me. Let's fix that. They're like, yeah.
I'm looking at it like this. You see all the videos they got put out about the quick scoping? That's publicity. That's free publicity.
That's true.
And it put a buzzsaw under the community right here at the fucking, the red line. Game's about to come out, and right now it's probably the most talked about thing, period, on the internet.
If I jump in this game and they've effectively nerfed drop shotting, I'm going to cry like a baby on the podcast.
They did that in Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, they nerfed it.
Oh, it's frustrating. It's like I said, lay down. In real life, not to brag, I can lay down as fast as gravity. In Modern Warfare 2, in Modern Warfare 2,
Wings can go even faster.
Actually, no, I can't. Gravity only goes at one speed.
It's just a joke.
You break the laws of physics.
But
no. Someone asked. Let me throw this out there really quick. Somebody asked, why defend JD20 but not Robert Bowling? Robert Bowling has looked in our eyes, smiled at us, and lied to us on several occasions on purpose, knowing he was lying, and he did it for one reason and one reason only: to sell more games. The difference is we've got JD20 looking at us right in the face and telling us the truth, even though he knows it might not sell more games. That's the difference.
Yeah, and whether Robert Bowling lied or was just completely ineffective at his job, which is to, have his finger on the pulse of the community and influence the development team. Doesn't matter a lot to me. I defended 402 for a long time, for months and months and months, and said, look, it takes a while to get patches out, give them a little break. I remember they were going to put out a care package glitch patch, and then they pulled that one away, and then they had another patch which would have addressed any future crazy key button combinations that might get problems. So everyone was mad at them. Oh, this patch was supposed to come out this weekend, and now it didn't because they pulled it out. I defended him. I was like, yeah, this might be better in the long run. I was on his side for a long time. But at some point, it's like, wow, what have I seen out of Activision? The only thing we're getting from them is a couple of map packs. There were no bug fixes.
$15 map packs as well.
Yep.
The last thing I think they fixed was the care package glitch. Something like 3 months after the game came out. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, man, they didn't make any adjustments to their game to improve the playability. I lost a game last night, and I was rolling with a strong team. I was thinking about putting it on YouTube, and we just went up against a bunch of guys with unlimited noob tubes, and it was so frustrating. That is such a broken game. So, yeah.
Dude, it is. It makes me feel... I don't even play it no more. I tried to get on it the other day and play it. I was on Crash, and I was just sitting there in my room right above the bike shop listening to it. Boom, 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 boom. The sound just... It makes me jerk my nerves every time I hear it.
So it was on Rundown, the game we lost. And if I start on the Charlie side, I always begin Rundown with the default Riot Shield class, right? It has a Blast Shield, it has a Riot Shield, and I take B. I don't care if I die a couple times. I'm trying to win this game, and it's hard to prevent a guy from taking B when he's got a Riot Shield and Blast Shield on. These guys were tubing so relentlessly. We couldn't get Charlie. They were just spawn tubing like crazy, launching him over there, and it was like 30, 40 seconds in the game, and one of my teammates was like, guys, I need help. I can't get Charlie. Our own spawn. And we had Bravo at that point. I had to go back there, and even with Blast Shield on, it took me 3 or 4 tries to get Charlie. Crazy. Broken game. And bad. So Treyarch is fixing that, by the way. For you guys that don't know, there'll be a timer that prevents you from launching new tubes at the start of the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have done... And I saw a tweet from JD 2020 the other day that may have gotten, overlooked because of the rest of the stuff he said lately. But he said something like yeah, we're going to aggressively keep up with this game post-launch. And I mean, I believe him when he says it. I believe that if they need 5 patches, they'll do 5 patches. I think if
I believe he means it. I hope that he's right. Because I also believe that 402, like you said, he outright lied to us to sell games. I don't think he outright lied. I think he meant what he said, but I think the company just didn't back him up.
Well, I mean, all right, like his little interview with Hutch that time when he's like, "Oh yeah, that stuff affects 1% of the community, but the Resurgence map pack, it's out now and it's only $15, so that's even better than a patch, and you pay for it." It's 1% of the community. The javelin glitch literally affected everyone who plays online, all of them, all of us. There wasn't anyone who played that game for that period of time that didn't get blown up by a fucking asshole running around with a javelin in his hand.
Yeah, he lost. He took a lot of heat for that. And I remember in that interview talking about Hutch, stopped it, spliced it in, said, look, he was wrong to say this, that wasn't good. And I bet Hutch is a better interviewer today than he was at that time because he.
Yeah, I bet he'd get him now.
I think he would have pursued that statement a little more. He would have said, whoa, you're crazy to think that. And I took it away. If I ever get a chance to talk to a 402, then Hutch got a lot of, I want to call it really harsh feedback on that interview for not addressing the things that 402 wouldn't want to talk about. And it was a learning experience for me, right? If I ever find myself in that opportunity, and I hope that I do, then I'm going to be look, man, we have to address this. This is the thing that everybody wants to know. You can't just come on the show and sell your map packs. You got to come on the show and talk about noob tubes. It's dominating your game.
I just don't understand. I still don't understand. I know that I guess we'll have to see them. Here's my hopes for Black Ops. I hope that the rockets, the missiles, the grenade launching shit is very underpowered. I hope it's hope you basically got to hit them in the feet for it to work.
I hope you got to hit them in the feet and then pull your main weapon out and put one in them.
Yeah, like I hope it's just really underpowered and it's only used for like, you don't use it at random. It's not like Modern Warfare 2 RPGs are ridiculous. If you're playing domination on like Karachi or whatever, I did say that right. I didn't say Karachi like some people.
But here's what I want to fucking. Here's the thing I want. I want if I'm fighting a gunfight and the guy runs behind the corner, then I pull my noob tube out and shoot her over there. That will kill him. But I don't want him to die if I only shot my noob tube over there.
I want all noob tubes to be ricochet. Just freaking punish the idiots who immediately pull it out. It lands at my feet and you die. How's that?
It would be funny if like they made it so that in the first 5 seconds of game modes that they were ricochet and they just didn't tell anybody.
Oh yeah, that'd be brilliant. That'd be cool.
Also, I notice they have all these counters. Like they keep track of your KD, like as you're playing the game. They keep track of your diffuses and your bomb plants and all. They should keep a noob tube counter up there too. How many times have you
call it like douchebag kills or something like that?
I'm just talking about how many times you shot a tube. You see like Timmy or Billy Bitchelot up here with 176 tube shots this game.
Something really funny that I heard. I've been watching those like real world, whatever they call them, the things with like Hutch, Sean Anderson, Sark hanging out, and Hollywood's filming them.
Oh yes, I totally know where you're going. The kill streak, right?
And so they were sitting around eating lunch at like a Chipotle or something, and they're talking about kill streaks they want. And Hutch is like, "I wish you could plug your MP3 player into your Xbox or whatever." And whenever you got into a vehicle in Black Ops, like even if it's just controlling the little RC car, it would just start playing your music. And he's like, what's some of these things? So fresh, so clean. So fresh and so clean. Nobody dope as me. I'm dope. And he's just like singing the song he's driving, and Sark is like, no. I want a propaganda plane that flies over the map.
Propaganda UAV that flies over the map. I want a
propaganda plane that flies over the map, and whatever I say goes into people, like comes out in people's headsets and TVs, and I can just fly around the map going, attention. You're all faggots. Attention. You are all faggots.
That's so Xbox, man. That would be awesome. I would run that every game.
I would too. Like make it like a 5 or 6 kill streak. Dude, I'd be flying around. Everybody's like, what's that big red plane up there with the banner behind it that says fuck you? Like you could customize your kill streak so it had a banner that said something different, And it's up there and it's like, you're my bitches. It's just like flying over the map constantly.
Oh man, I might go on there just as a gag. Get all my team to advertise Huppet. Like, if you had a team, you might not be losing. HuppetGaming.com.
Enjoy loss 150 in a row. Go to Huppet Gaming.
Don't worry, it's a 2 for Tuesday. Oh, that was a lame joke.
But that kill streak would be awesome. I would rock it all the time.
That would be great. They really should consider something like that. I guess it may be too late at this point, but this is how
if you could read this, you might be dead on your back.
Yeah, it would be like a red biplane, like the Red Baron style, and it would have a big banner that it drug behind it. Like those advertising banners that said whatever you wanted it to. Like you could customize that part of your kill streak. And it would fly around, and like mine would say like like pure ponage or whatever, or like just fuck you guys.
You ain't Grizz, baby.
And you could just make it come out like it would come out loudly, like through their headset and their TV. So like
mine would be. I was thinking about this. Mine would be like, yeah, I don't need 3 kill streaks for you.
But like, just imagine some little kid playing, and his mom walks by, and she hears, "Fuck you, you little bitch, and your mom." She's like, "What the hell?"
Oh man, that would be the best kill streak ever. If they just rock it for a weekend or something, I'd never put the controller down. I'd be saying stuff constantly.
Oh, it would be so good. That's a great idea for Sark. Sark should get paid for that shit.
Yeah, man, that's friggin' brilliant. Hey, I've got a serious topic to cover. You guys in the mood?
I got a serious one too, but it's probably less serious than Woody's.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. So I got this message that the guy wanted my advice on, And I thought I'd bring it up on the podcast and put it in front of the panel here. So it's about a paragraph, so listen in. Here it goes. I listen to your podcast every week, and I think from what I've heard of the situations you've been in, you can help. I've been with my girlfriend for 10 months now. However, in that time, she got kicked out of both her mom's and her dad's fault to the point where they had nowhere else to live. So she stayed with me and my family for a few days, and now back at her dad's. But she keeps threatening to run away from there as she lives with her dad and her brother in a one-bed sit. I guess it's an apartment. And her and her brother don't get on, and they fight a lot. Getting to the point where I'm wondering if you had any advice on how I could get her to stay there. Because if she leaves, she has nowhere to go and will be living on the streets. Is there any advice you could give me? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for the reply. Keep up the good work with the YouTube videos and the podcast. So this guy has a girlfriend that's living in a situation she doesn't like with her dad and her brother. Apparently they fight all the time.
Do we have an age?
No. But I'll assume like real late teens. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming very, very young. This question right here, I need more information to give us, a good answer to. To be honest, like I can only go on assumptions here. What I'm assuming is she's a really young girl, and she's used to getting her own way, and recently that way's kind of like changed or altered, and she's threatening to throwing a hissy fit like, well, I'm gonna run away, or she's looking for somebody to pull her out of this situation. Like, say she's waiting for him to well, come move in with me, that kind of deal. And then that clashes with the personality. Is she a freeloader type personality? Is she a girl that wants to get out there and work? It's just way too vague of a question to give a good answer to without.
So here's the deal. I think if she's young, right? Let's. I'm going to answer this in two ways. If she's, I'll say 16 or something like that, dude, your dad makes the rules. Suck it up, stay there. This is what it's like to be 16. If she's 22 and she's threatening to run away, yeah, do it. It's called getting a job, and we all run away at some point. That's the deal. But if she's 16 and she's running away, then I'm guessing, like Wing said, she might be hard to live with. She's not getting along with anyone else in the house. Maybe she's like my daughter can be at sometimes. Kyle?
First question is, where is this 16-year-old girl who needs a place to stay? Where's she living?
You got an extra room in the estate?
I've got like a little bunk bed slide thing where she just live under my bed,
Like a
that
troll?
should suffice. Yeah, like a little troll. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem.
How
many rooms are in your house? Do you know?
Don't ask questions like this.
Yeah, how many rooms are in your house? You must know.
No, the question is, how many fountains are in your house?
Also not a fair question.
All right. So the advice we have for this girl is that if she's not old enough to live on her own, then she needs to understand that Dad makes the rules. Is that where we are?
Why doesn't she go move in with her mom?
It didn't say. She left her mom. So
that's what she needs to do. Go move in with her mom. It's weird for her. I'm sure it's weird, living with your dad and brother in a one-bedroom shithole.
I'm just saying, if you're 18 or older and you don't like the situation you're living in and you can do something about it, do it. Don't expect a boyfriend or somebody else to pull you out, because for one, this guy doesn't sound like he's that serious about you. Because I'm just saying, if the guy is skeptical about moving you in with him, and you've been boyfriend and girlfriend for a while, then he might be saddling another pony up already. But
oh man.
Or you might be as hard as shit to live with, and he sees it right out the gate, and you're like a fad. You're like a transfer.
No. Do you guys want a new topic? I got a funnier one.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But is that a satisfactory answer?
We don't have the root cause of the conflict, so I think it's hard to really take a side and understand what's going on. All we know is she doesn't like living with her dad and her brother, and stop talking about running away.
This needs to be a Dr. Phil segment show where they go into the house with the camera I got
And I mean, another thing is like, why doesn't she just move in with this dude? Like, that's what you want anyway. You just move her on into your place. Don't just move her in. Like,
I'm jumping across that, Kyle, because if he seems like he doesn't want her to move in because he knows that the reason that she doesn't want to live with those two is because they won't put up with the shit that she likes to put out, and she wants somebody that will put up with her shit. That's what it sounds like.
Another guess I made, because we're going to make a lot of guesses to fill in the blanks, is that he lives with his parents, and her moving in isn't a viable option, right? These guys might be young.
I don't know. I've seen Judge Judy get Latin. Girls like to move in deadbeats without a job.
I don't know. Who knows? You got a funny topic, though?
Kind of. It warmed my heart. So once I told the cool story, bro, about the testicular torsion. I know Kyle loves to hear it, so I'm going to tell it again.
I'll turn off my mic.
In shortened version. Turning off your mic doesn't stop you from hearing things.
It does if I turn off the part that you come out of.
That's your speakers. But all right. So here's the deal.
I thought Woody was about to talk about how his mercy-killing eating diet was going to work again.
No. Here, let me tell it super fast. I was in 10th grade, biology class. My balls hurt, and I ended up getting rushed to the hospital. I guess it's called a vas deferens, but I'm not really sure. The testicle like twisted on it, and it kinked it up like a garden hose. There was no blood flow. They went in, operated, unkinked it, whatever. So I told the story in a lot more detail. Eventually, when they got to it, they said it was black. I had a black testicle inside, that it was like dying. But it pinked right up. I've had 2 kids. We're good to go. So that's the super fast version of...
Why do we need that story again?
Why?
I'll tell you why. And here it comes. So a guy wrote me on YouTube, and I don't even read all my messages anymore. It's overwhelming. But I caught this one. I think he titled it "Testicular Torsion," and now I'm going to get 10,000 messages with "Testicular Torsion" as the title. But it made me click on it, and he said that the same thing happened to him. But I guess he was at home, and me telling my story and like making him aware of the fact that this is a deal gave him sort of the made him willing to talk to his parents about it and say, look, Mom, Dad, something's going on here. And I think that I need to go to the hospital. And he did. And now he's going to be okay, and he's going to have children. And it was like, wow, something really good came out of that story. And there's one more fertile guy out there because, he sort of self-diagnosed, talked to his parents, got it fixed in time, and he's off to the races. So I don't know. It made me feel good. The way he wrote it, he was like, because of the story that you told, I had the courage and the initiative to go tell my parents to if I needed help with this. So yeah.
See, I never play around with that shit. If it's something to do with my dick or my balls, and I think something is like growing on it that shouldn't be there, I try to show anybody that's willing to look. Like, is this right? Because it brings great joy to me, that little area of my body.
Yeah, when I was at the nurse's office in the high school that I went to, I thought the nurse was going to fondle my balls. Now I'm like 15 at this point, and this was going to be a really good day for me, but that's not how it went down. She went and got the gym teacher, and he grabbed him, and he's like, "I'm no doctor, but this isn't right." And that's when they called the hospital. But yeah, the nurse didn't come through for me.
Yeah, this makes me very uncomfortable.
But the 16-year-old bed trolls.
Yeah, I took my headset off when you told the story. That was. I
got a more thing that we've kind of touched on before, but I'm gonna touch on it again.
All right.
Perfect murder.
Oh, I love this topic. Do you have new thoughts? Because I remember last time we talked about, hey, how would you get away with the perfect murder? And I was like, I don't know.
I won't talk about how we get away with it. What would be the perfect murder? Like,
wait. Here's the cool part. Like, I was like, I don't know. Dexter might have some good ideas, and Kyle was like, I think this is the way I'd go. And Wings is like, let me lay this out for you. And he's got like the murder, the body disposal plan. It was like this intricate thing. This guy had spent a lot of time figuring out how to get away with murder, and it was awesome. So I'm sorry, Wings, continue.
Oh, but I started thinking about motive and instinct. I mean, the perfect murder is obviously there's no ties to you, but how lenient can you get with the ties? For example, or let's say that you don't like your boss at work. All right. Well, let's say that you're very nice to him, you're polite, and then you go off and kill him. There's no arguments, there's no open discussion. So you go up to his house and shoot him and just walk away, leave his body right there. Take your spent shell casing with you. Could you get away with that?
Yes, absolutely. And you use a revolver so you're not looking around in the dark for a spent shell casing.
Yeah.
Then you melt the revolver down with an acetylene torch.
Then you throw it in the lake.
See, now, I actually like my boss. He's a pretty cool guy, so he wouldn't be a candidate. But pretending that he was, I would say I'm too closely tied to a guy like that. They would start looking at his employees. On the other hand, if it was, say, a community relations manager, I wouldn't be so tightly tied to it. I think I could get away with it.
I think you could get away with. I think you get away with killing your boss pretty easy. Just make sure you've got get your wife to say you were at home. Go shoot him. Like I said, dispose of the weapon. It's good.
Yeah, how would they tie that to you? I mean, I guess you'd need. There'd be some circumstantial stuff, right? Like gunpowder residue. But if you could get away, wash your clothes, all that stuff is just kind of gone.
Yeah, just put some gloves on, shoot it like Kyle said. Get rid of the gun, melt it down, fucking burn the handles, whatever you got to do. But let's go more in depth into this, because I was thinking about how many like you see these like Fox TV shows where you see the people running from the cops and the cops always catch them. Then you look at YouTube and you see the people that run from the cops and the cops have no chance to catch them. The shit they won't show you on TV, like guy's got like a Benz 600S.
Or the Ghost Rider. Are you familiar with that guy?
Yes. Yes.
Wings.
No, I'm not familiar with it. No.
This guy, what he does is he dresses up in all black, and he has an all black motorcycle with no license plate. And he made a hobby out of getting police to chase him. He's in Europe somewhere, so he'll buzz around the streets, find a cop, do a wheelie next to him, maybe flip him the bird, and then just take off. And he'll sometimes let the cops catch back up to him, play cat, and just toy with him. But this guy has a lot of skill at riding his bike, and he has a lot of bike, and the cops just can't hang. It's funny.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how many people get away. Like, you see all these like cold case detective shows. That's why I used to watch a lot of cold case, and they always they link them to like this, like a hair on the carpet of the car floor, But how many cases actually get to that point? Because I can imagine it'd be a very small percentage, but they want to make you think it's this huge percentage to try to keep crime rate down, because it's always in the back of your mind, like, oh man, did a hair fall out my beard while I was in there shooting him? Some bullshit like that. But in the long run, I was looking at Woody's camping pictures, and I'm like, if you shot somebody out there, who the fuck would know?
Who would hear? Yeah, I could have killed Dan.
I mean, like, yeah, let's say you killed Dan. You walk back, they'd question you, but you could say he went lost. I'm like,
yeah.
We
then
got
they go
separated
search for him with dogs. No, what you want to do is push Dan down like that dam or something. Yeah, you want him to like fall to his death, or like something like that, or just shoot him and say that he committed suicide. Like, yeah, he said it was over. That's why he went out on that trip.
Just put it in his hand. All you do is just put the gun in his hand, close it around.
No big deal. Hope Dan's listening, by the way. Dan's like, holy shit, I'm not going camping with Woody anymore.
Dude, we got to get Dan on the podcast, man. He has the coolest stories. We'll get him on. He's I
was sort of thinking about that. I was like, man, look at all those fucking woods. I mean, like, if you just took somebody out there and you shot him, the cops ain't gonna find shit out there. And another movie I was watching, I just, after what I did is I went and watched The Crazies right after I watched your camping videos.
Mm-hmm.
And The Crazies, they got this picture where they're in the swamp, and there's like this huge like cargo plane that's fell into the swamp, and nobody knew about it. And it's like, how would anybody ever find somebody in a swamp?
Like out in the Everglades, like if you took like a fan boat and just took somebody like 5 miles out into that shit and just dumped them, you're not finding them.
I mean, the alligators would eat the body before
nothing. I was
nothing.
just about to say that, yeah, there's alligators, and I think there's boa constrictors out there, both of them capable of eating bodies. Heck, you could do them a favor. You could cut up the body to some extent, and then there's even more out there that'll eat it.
I think Blade wants to join the call.
I don't see him in the...
Oh, you sent me a message. When you invite him?
Sure. So, hey, did you guys hear about the woman who killed her baby for interrupting her game of Farmville?
Oh, no. That sounds like an interesting story, though.
I read the story, and that was pretty much the whole thing. The baby was crying, and I think the stream, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she shook the baby to death and got back to her game of Farmville.
Like, was it nonchalant or by accident? Like, shut up, you little crying sack of shit! You know, whoa.
Yes, I just saw the story was totally short. It was like 2 paragraphs, the version that I saw, and yeah, she killed her baby for interrupting her game of Farmville, and it's on one hand she's evil, she's going to hell, yuck, all those problems. On the other hand,
she's a dedicated.
Don't be interrupting my Farmville, bitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I hate to get her on a game of domination.
Hello.
What's up, Blade?
What's going on?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing good.
All right.
What is this, like episode 9,500 something?
This is episode 28.
Yeah, we're
Nice.
talking about what JD 2020 just tweeted about how they're taking the knife completely out of the game.
Oh, shut up.
I'll tell you what, though. If
Good
they made
Lord.
the knife a secondary, one you had to purposely equip and switch to, I would love that. I
would love that too. It'd stop panic knifing.
Yeah, I am so much more frustrated by panic knifers than I am by quickscopers. That is a tough part of the game.
Yeah.
Up and above, easier fix. Make tactical the default setting.
That is true. That is true.
That way, they'd have to physically go in and switch it back so the knife's on the right stick. But
yeah, now that I agree with. Making that the default is a really good idea. That way, you wouldn't just like have these people. Learning
a lot of people,
panic knifers.
A lot of people use whatever default setup is anyway, 60, 70%, and these are fake numbers. Don't go quote me on this, but a large majority of the people would just keep it on tactical and just, this right here ducks this deer, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if they were to, I would love for them to make the knife a secondary because it wouldn't really affect me. I would just switch to it every time anyway. And but the panic knifing is so, especially if you're going against someone who has host and they aren't the greatest of hosts, and they panic knife you with commando, it's like, okay, there's no counter for it. You know, I don't know. It's pretty obnoxious.
I found a really good counter for it.
What is that?
I pulled the game out of my Xbox and put it back in its case.
Did you guys see the White Boy 7th Street Modern Warfare 2 Destruction video?
No.
I heard he put it in a toaster or something, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, I seen that one.
May have, but that's not the one that I saw. Because I think it was already damaged when I saw it. He ran it over with a lawnmower, and it was so satisfying to see all the little pieces spit out the side. Like it wasn't a bag lawnmower. It was one of those that tosses the grass over to the side. And, it sucked it up, busted it into, like, I'm going to guess 30 pieces and shot it out the side. It was sweet.
I'm blowing mine up.
If I don't like a female anymore, I just won't call her. Like, I don't need to, like, put a lawnmower over her. You know what I mean? Like, if...
Oh, man.
That's been my tradition, the lawnmower solution.
I've been trying to get a power core for my camera. I'm going to shoot my copy of Modern Warfare 2 with a 3.5-inch triple-aught buck.
Yeah, I can't think of another game I have ever been so mad at. You know, like I played COD 4 and triple nades were frustrating. But, I think it's because Modern Warfare 2 was only one patch away from being the best COD ever. And if they had just fixed, heck, if they'd removed noob tubes, that'd be awesome. But I would settle for removing the reloading of noob tubes. If they had done that, it'd be great.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, well. We're not even going to be talking about this in like 10 days, though. So I'm like,
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
10 days. Shoot.
This is like moving out of your ex's house. Like, okay, we only have 10 more days to deal with this. We can do other shit, and then we're going to be in a new place. We're going to be in a much happier place. So
who on the call has an action plan for getting the game early?
I do.
What's your plan?
Saspin.
Yeah,
I got the JTAG, so as soon as it's
The
completely
JTAG.
leaked, I'll just download it.
Is that
Right.
actual SandyRavage in the stream?
yeah. Blade,
Okay.
what's up?
you got a plan to get Black Ops early?
Nah, I'm not that on the in crowd enough to know how to do that. So I don't know. If someone wants to let me get it early, that'd be cool. I'll play it. I don't know, but I don't really. I haven't like ventured out and tried to figure out a way to get it early. And I found out there's a place right by my house that'll do midnight release. So, I mean,
That's
I don't
the
know.
plan.
I got a
Midnight
question,
only
though.
I got a question.
7-Elevens in New Jersey, some of them sell video games, and you can get them there early, like 2 days early. I remember that's what
I've
happened
heard
with Modern Warfare 2.
Did Blade? Did you do knife only very much in World at War? I'm sure you gave it a try.
Yeah. It's possible.
Harder?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, I kind of like it because it is more of a challenge, a little bit more difficult. You need to be a little bit. You can't be. See, in Modern Warfare 2, you could aggressively knife, which you can't really do in COD 4 or at World at War. World at War, you can't aggressively knife unless the other team's completely retarded. Yeah, I actually have a couple videos. I got a couple machinima videos of me knifing only World at War.
I'd like to see a war gameplay knife.
A war gameplay.
Yeah. I tried it on war way back in the day. That shit's impossible.
You know what? Thunder was talking to me about it, and he keeps on telling me, he's like, dude, use Juggernaut, use Juggernaut, use Juggernaut. And I always like staying off the radar using UAV jammer, but I mean, I'm pretty set in my ways. But I bet if I were to use Juggernaut, might have a little bit more success in World at War knifing only. I don't know. So
Well, the thing with the war game mode is with the knife is they spawn in front of you all the time. There is no flanking them. It's like you gotta like penetrate their lines and then hope nobody spawns the whole time you're back there. You
yeah.
gotta get
So
what I'm
what is the objective of war? Like what? How is it
There's
like demolition?
it's like domination, but there's only one flag at a time. Like you gotta fight for this spot in the map.
It's
So it's kinda like
headquarters, except you cap flags faster based on how many kills your team has.
Yeah,
Okay.
you build momentum. If you're destroying the other team, you capture the flags faster. If they fight back, it's a
They can take your
momentum-based
momentum
game.
away.
Yeah,
If I remember right, there's 5 flags, and you sort of advance from one to the other, and then once you own them all, you win.
yeah.
Okay.
And the other
Best
thing that can
game
happen is
mode
you
ever.
can lose one. You can back up a bit, and you have to regain it.
Yeah, you have to capture five in a row.
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't bring War back, dude. War was the best game mode ever.
They're not bringing
Are
it
they
back?
for sure not?
They're not bringing it back. They said the maps weren't designed for it.
Okay,
I hadn't seen that.
me either.
Yeah, War's not in Black Ops.
Good game mode.
Yeah, I was hoping they would bring War back, dude.
Yeah, but you
I
were hoping
love-
they'd bring tanks back too.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd bring tanks back too. Shit. I mean, people cried about tanks. I destroy them all day. Like, you
All
see
right,
a
so-
SCW?
I had
that?
very. What the hell was that?
I heard nothing.
Oh, okay. I had a very, very. I was basically a noob at World at War, and I was playing a game, and it was actually a game I put up on Machinima. But I just figured that if I continued to knife the tank, that eventually it would go down. And so I knifed it for like a good minute and a half, but then it never did anything, and then people just threw satchel charges on it, and people were just flaming the shit out of me on a Machinima video about it. They're like, half of them thought I was joking around, but honestly, when I was playing, I was like, I'm gonna get this tank. Yeah, I thought I fit like 1,000 times it's gonna go down, but that wasn't the case. So
I've taken down a handful of vehicles with the energy sword in Halo. That thing does some damage.
yeah.
Oh,
Only Use Knife actually took down a Harrier with a throwing knife.
Oh, I've seen videos of that.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah.
pretty awesome.
Only Use Knife is this guy on a 360, and like when I first looked up Call of Duty videos, I found 2 guys. Blame Truth wasn't out yet. XCal was either out, but I hadn't seen him. But I found Zergriz, and I watched his stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm not a ballerina sniper. I can't do that stuff. And then I saw this guy Only Use Knife, and that's basically where I got the idea to do this knife only stuff from. And he does more like montages. Like he actually put up a commentary where he went 3-2 in a game because he went to like a spot on high rise and just threw throwing knives with one-man army the whole game. He's just like, I just do this to get montages. Like I don't play for games. I just get montage stuff. And so he feels like completely different. Like he does the montages. I don't really do montages. I'd rather get full games of me knifing and then me just talking. So
yeah, full games are my favorite thing to watch because like I'll enjoy an occasional montage if they're special and if the editing is really something and it syncs to the music and it's extraordinary. But I only like the best of the best montages. Whereas full gameplays, I often learn something. Sometimes I'll see some line of sight, and I like that in a video.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot. Like I've actually watched a lot of stuff and seen like a really really good flank route and search. I'm like I'm going to use that, and like a lot of times when you see my search videos, I typically have maybe 2 or 3 routes that I run every single time, offense or defense. So, hey, look who it is!
While we're talking about montages, I don't think the new quick scoping like thing is going to actually affect eye reaps because she doesn't really quick scope; she drag shots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it'll be harder though, right? Because it'll be unpredictable based on where the scope comes in.
Yeah, but what she does is she doesn't base it off that. She bases it off the center of the screen. She just drags the scope over. It's like she knows where it's going to, and she just throws it over.
She won't know that anymore. Instead, she'll have to do.
Yeah, there's going to be like a slight hesitation, but she'll hard scope too.
Yeah, but what I want to know is what SandyRavage thinks about Black Ops. What do you think, Sandy?
Wait, first let me just make a note. You were talking about how you get it early before, like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But if you live anywhere near New York City, you could pick it up about November 2nd. That's what I'm going to be doing. So just
I was about to say, it ain't about time for SandyRavage to start putting out some like 64-2 gameplays.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough thing, right? Because Sandy often runs like Predator, Harrier, Chopper Gunner, or AC-130.
I remember this time last year I was watching SandyRavage on fucking Afghan with a Chopper Gunner with a Walther 2000.
Yeah, I went 64-2 in that one. It was so easy.
It's it'll be harder to get those kind of games now, but we'll see. I'm sure Sandy will still get them. It just won't be 1 in every 5.
Yeah, because what's the deal? The kill streaks don't build, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to run those high streaks, then you're taking a bigger risk. I probably won't run them very much.
Do you think that's going to encourage more camping or less camping?
That is a good question.
That's what I've been debating that.
I think for me more. Like I'm not going to get an 11 kill streak or 15. That's the highest one by running around. That I think it'd be pretty rare.
Here's my whole thing. I'm just going to rot the care package.
Yeah,
so I get a kill streak at 2, 4, and 6. That care package will give me a gunship. I don't care.
I see myself running lower kill streaks most of the time, and playing the objective. That's what I think will go down.
AC-130.
My prediction is that Ghost, just because of the way with no stopping power, no jug, I think, and since Ghost there's no counteraction for Ghost, I think that a lot of people are going to be using that perk when that comes out. I mean, what else is in that perk slot is same as Ghost? I'm not
a lot of good shit. A lot of good shit.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know what it's in that perk slot.
Hardline, flak jacket, fucking what else is over there?
As long as I've got Ninja and
Scavenger.
Scavenger would be nice, but I want Ninja and Sleight of Hand. If I got those two, I'm happy. You run my MP5K, my AK-74U, and just rush and rush and rush.
Is Sleight of Hand and Steady Aim in the same perk slot?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm still not sure.
That's a second perk?
Yeah, Steady Aim's a second perk.
I remember hearing someone saying that you could rock Ninja and Steady Aim at the same time.
Yeah, Steady Aim is a second perk, and Steady Aim Pro is lightweight pro now.
That's going to get annoying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's what Hutch and Seniors were talking about on their little show the other day. They're like, Hutch is like you just run around, just going from the hip.
Hey, you know what's hilarious, Hutch? Woody, when Hutch did the video on Camp Hutch with you, when he had the World Call of Duty 2 gameplay,
right.
I actually had to switch credits for Black Ops because I moved and everything, so I wanted a place closer to buy Black Ops, and so I had like a $10 credit, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to buy Call of Duty 2. When I bought it and played it, there was only 3 people on, and the other 2 people that I saw on were in that Hutch video as well.
Really?
That just goes to show you that that's how few people are playing Call of Duty 2 right now. But it looked like a really fun game. The concept was there. It looks like a really great game, but just it's a ghost town. Like there's no one playing, you know?
I played it, like I said in the Camp Hutch, I played it when, what happens, I played COD 4 a bunch, and then COD 4 kind of wore out for me, and I grabbed 2 for a change of pace. And when there would be like 3 people in the game. Hutch's game looked interesting. He was running around. He found other people who were running around. He was able to be like an aggressive sniper. Looked like fun.
Yeah.
When I played, it was just some guy laying on his belly in the second floor, waiting for me to graze across the field like a baby buffalo, and I'd get shot. And I was like, man, either I can lay here for 5 minutes at a time, like he's clearly willing to, or I can go back to some other game.
No, Hutch's game looked like a damn ground war compared to what I'm used to with all these like. There's just no one playing. I don't know. Do you think he tweets it or something?
Yeah,
or?
I'm positive he does because I've seen his tweets. Yeah, Hutch will single-handedly populate Call of Duty 2, and then he's got a game.
we could do the same thing. I'm sure we could round up 10 people to come play COD 2 with us. The last time I played it was like I was playing like a free for all, and it was me and like 3 other guys in there, and just.
Yeah.
Honestly, some of the names I saw in Hutch's video look familiar to me too.
No, I was tripping about it. Like I actually went through my old through the recorded video. And I'm like, yep, that's him. Wow. Like there's very few people out there that still play it, which it looks like a fun game, but there's what is that? There's been like 5 Call of Duty since then, and so I get why there's not a lot of people still playing it. So
yeah, Sandy, is there anything about Black Ops that has you concerned that might be bad?
Yeah, there's about a huge list full. But I don't know if anyone else agrees. I think that stupid ballistic knife is going to piss me off so much.
Hell yeah, it's going to piss you off.
Is there any travel time on that thing?
It doesn't look like
so.
it.
To me,
it's so stupid. It's like a huge commando.
Ballistic knife's going to be the new quick scope.
I hate it.
The next shotgun. That's an interesting point, the new quick scope. But to me, it's a lot like a shotgun. You line it up, you have to be on target, or the penalty for missing is really high. And it sort of insta-kills, like a shotgun.
It's retarded.
I got a question, man. Like, as a player, there's the 2 instant kills that you have are like the quick scope snipers and the knifers. I find it more obnoxious to get knifed than I do to get sniped. You know what I mean? I find it more obnoxious, so why would they want to nerf that? I know it sounds a little silly, but I think they should nerf the knife and bring it down a notch to like the COD 4 and World at War levels. That's my personal opinion. And take out the whole panic knife if you can. I don't know if you can or not.
You should have to equip the knife.
Has anybody here actually played Black Ops yet?
No.
Silence in the room. Yeah.
I was just wondering because they said that the game's running off the World at War engine and not the Modern Warfare 2 one.
I read that too. Yeah, they said it was a highly modified World at War.
If that's the way the World at War, it's going to be like the World at War knife.
The first thing that I thought when I heard that was World at War had the lousiest hit registration ever.
I was about to say that. The worst.
Yeah, it seemed worse than COD 4. You would sit there and get all these hits, shots on target, and then still die. And
one thing I have to say about that is when
it had the same hit detection.
You have to think though, like with hit detection, a lot of that has to do with connectivity, and so if you have a huge community playing, like when Halo first came out, I looked on there and there was over 1 million people playing at one point. So obviously there's gonna connection's such a huge thing in these host-based games. So if there's a lot of people playing, there's going to be better connections, so the hit detection is going to be better. In a game like COD 4 now, which is 3 years old, when you go on there, if you're playing against a European host, the hit detection is going to be shitty. And it's not because the game's shitty, it's just because the connection's not there. So I think the hit detection, a lot of it has to do with connectivity, about how strong the host is and how many people are actively playing the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt that connectivity is part of it. But I think World at War had lousy hit detection.
Dude, how can you say that? I mean, it had the same hit detection as COD 4. It ran off the same engine. Old fucking, what was it, Unreal Tournament 3 fucking base.
Sandy, am I the only one here that felt like it took a step
I
backwards?
highly agree with you. I didn't play World at War much. I never even saw 4 bars in World at War, so I can't really say. But
now this
I was
proves
shooting
my
people.
Though,
What's that?
I'm sorry for interrupting. This proves my point, though. Wings played a ton of World at War in its heyday, Where Woody, did you? I mean, were you at the midnight release for World at War? Did you like play it a lot when it was out?
No, I actually bought it when Modern Warfare 2 was out. So
so
argument,
exactly.
No.
I played it a lot when it first came out. I played the shit out of the beta. I was like top 25 like on the kills in the beta for World at War, and that was enough to convince me that I didn't care for that game.
See,
like I played it all day, every day.
I played the beta, and that made me not want the game at all because I'm a huge fan of like sound quality. I thought the sounds in that game were just like the worst I've ever heard.
So Wings and I have had this argument several times. You regular podcast listeners know what's coming. I can't stand that the soldier, that whoever your character is in World at War, sounds like one of Santa's reindeers with the freaking bells and the jingling and everything going on. And but
I'm not even going to say it.
That's realistic. That soldiers sounded like reindeer back in the day.
I mean, you got to understand, you're playing a Russian soldier that just came off the fucking farm. He don't have any idea of what a special forces move is. He's like, "Here's your gun. Go kill him."
Are you playing this on? Are you playing this on Xbox or in real life? Which one are you doing it on?
The fact is, you asked JD yourself because I asked him this back in the time because back when World of War first came out, JD did the whole play with the fan base kind of thing, and I happened to get into one. And the first thing I asked him is why the footsteps are so much louder in COD 4. His response was, "These are soldiers. They're not trained special forces." So they went in and they knocked the footsteps, made them louder. Because
JD 2020 is a noob though. I watched a video where how
he uses the Jug MP40 to Betty's. He likes to
exactly. Yep. I was just about to say that because I watched a video where someone's like, "I played against JD20," and he was using Betty's Juggernaut MP40 and like either Steady Aim or Martyrdom or something. I don't know, one of those two. But that's super. That's come on, dude.
I've watched
you developed the game. Come on.
I've watched a whole bunch of videos on Black Ops now. I haven't played it. I am already sick and tired of the sound on launch. The sound in that game is concerning. With the freaking beeping going, and then they thought it was a good idea to like shake the ground for 20 seconds in the middle of the game. So regular podcast listeners have heard this before. The mortal sin in multiplayer games is when you die and it's not your fault. That is the most frustrating thing. And if they're going to start like beeping and ground shaking and ruining your aim, that's going to bring in more frustration than Crit Scope has ever brought.
I think a lot of that you're going to be able to turn that off though. Because in World at here's the example. In World at War, one nice feature is you can turn that little, like when you're playing Search and Destroy and 1 minute left and the jungle music starts playing, you could turn that off in World at War. So maybe all that annoying stuff, there might be an opportunity just to shut all that off. The announcer voice.
Like that rocket taking off, I'm going to tell you right now, you won't be able to turn that off. But the fact is, you can turn off all the music, all the voice acting, all the other shit, like Grenada!
There is all this beeping in the map, and there are, in Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 2, there's a lot of, like, gunfire that's not even happening, right? It's just, like, distant gunfire that ruins your sound pouring.
I hate that.
That seems to exist in the multiplayer version of Black Ops. It just seems like they have it out for sound whores, which makes me feel like a persecuted quickscoper.
They're just trying to be cute. You're like, oh, dude, right here we'll add like some distant anti-air noises. That way they think they're really in Iraq. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why they want to counteract the people that buy the nice headphones, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Like you should be able to benefit from you. Like if I had a nice stereo, like what? Now you're persecuting me for having a nice stereo, or like that's like basically making people that have HD TVs have a lag switch because they're seeing the game in a much better quality than a person that has a shittier TV. Like
that's exactly what that's like. You don't persecute a guy for having good sound. You don't persecute a guy for having a good monitor. You don't persecute a guy for having a controller that's not broken.
Dude, you guys are crying. I played World at War. That artillery used to fuck me over. 40 solid seconds of that shit.
And
then as soon as it's over, you're like, yes. And then it's like, artillery inbound. It's like, fuck.
COD sound has a history of being really useful, right? That like in COD 4, I had never played a game where they had done such a good job of doing the sound. And I think what everybody wants really is just COD 4 2. You know, they want COD 4. They had the guns pretty balanced over there. If they removed Frag Times 3 and gave us some new maps and updated the graphics a touch, that would be an awesome game.
Martyrdom.
See, you
want to murder your ears.
World War II shooter.
No, I don't. I'm done with that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, did you guys discuss the lameness of the new drop shot?
You talking about the dolphin dive?
Yeah, the teleport dive.
No.
The thing is,
what do you know?
I watched a couple videos on it. The guy goes like 20 feet in a stupid animation, and he was shooting as soon as he hit the floor. Everyone's going to be doing it. It's going to be so
you think it's going to get patched?
I don't know, but it looks annoying. I thought that you weren't going to be able to shoot for like a half a second. This guy was shooting upon impact. He went flying.
I'll tell you this. If there's a maneuver in the game that is sort of hard to acquire but really useful, that doesn't bother me. Like, I don't mind good players being rewarded for putting their time in so much. I don't think they should have an unfair advantage in terms of like extra powerful guns like some games do.
Yeah.
But if they develop a skill that helps them, compete, then that doesn't bother me. When I first saw the dolphin dive, I was excited about that. Like, my drop shot isn't too bad. If I can get a flying drop shot and, it's hard to pull off, but, I get enough practice that I can do it, then I'm happy.
But here's what's going to happen, Woody. Like, me and you are going to face off, and we're going to run at each other at super speed, and then we're going to both barrel roll past each other, turn around, and do it again as we fire machine guns. It's going to be ridiculous. I don't know how.
That'd be awesome.
Here's my aspect. Like I said, I came from World at War, and there was a thing called the Worm in there, and all the high-level players did it, and you see it all the time in Search and Destroy, where the guy's like laying on his belly, going back and forth. All the high-end players did it. Even then, it didn't bother me with their Jug MP40s with their 65-round magazines, because I'd clip the shit out of them. Like, all right, you're laying on the ground. I'll shoot you on the ground. It's like...
Yeah. If there's a maneuver in there, if that dolphin dive is something that people who put a lot of time into the game eventually get the hang of, then I think it's pretty neat that they've done something that, separates good players from bad. That's where Modern Warfare 2 kind of fell down.
Doesn't Treyarch kind of do a lot of patches, don't they? So don't they, like, if something's really obnoxious, don't they... I mean, I've heard that they changed everything except for the MP40, but they pretty much addressed everything when World at War came out, didn't they?
Yeah, they patched the game 5 times just fixing spawns so you wouldn't have somebody spawn with a kill cam.
So how about COD 4? What was their patch history there? They released like a major release, and it added kill cams, right?
They had that one sniper patch, and then they had that P90 patch with extreme conditioning, and then they had nothing.
Yep. Right before Modern Warfare 2. The Deagles.
Right before Modern Warfare 2, they ruined our Deagle energy.
Wait, so hold on, let's back up here. When the game first came out, didn't it lack kill cams and things like that, and they released kind of a major update?
Yes.
Right, so you might have...
They had kill cams, but they added on the grenade kill cams.
Oh, they added on the grenade kills, okay.
Kill cams. Yeah.
And the kill streak kill cams. So you might even wonder if the game was unfinished when they released it, and then they finished it up and they issued a big patch. They issued a sniper patch, they issued the Deagle, like not the Deagle, but all the handguns. I'm sorry about that. It's Sandy, I think.
Sorry.
They issued a patch that made it so you could rapid fire with the trigger. Like, it was a way to address modded controllers, but if you had a really quick trigger finger, it would impact you too.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember anything else. But they issued a hand... Oh, here's one. There were patches... So, on Modern Warfare 2, I would say the Xbox was the more exploited platform. That, somehow people had JTAGs, there were lots of cheaters in the games, and the care package glitch lasted longer. Yeah. On COD 4, the PlayStation was the more exploited platform. And people were, like, flying through the air. It seemed like every game... The PS3 guys were telling me there was someone like up on the roof on District,
we had like a week and a half where everyone was flying around, and it made for pretty interesting. It was interesting playing the game for that week, but
You're being kind. It wasn't. It was awful, right? I mean, these were gods in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty annoying, but it's. Like, okay, well, it was obnoxious. I will give you that. It was very, very annoying when you play a search and destroy game and all of a sudden the guy goes from one spawn to the other because he's super fast and can fly and then sprays you with unlimited ammo. Yeah, that was annoying.
And
only lasted a week, though.
Too. They were unlimited health. And, so I thought it lasted longer than a week, but I'm not sure about that. The other thing is, Infinity Ward said they wouldn't patch it. And then there was a lot of community pressure, and they decided to patch it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Oh, you
really?
didn't hear about it? Yeah, that's true. They said they weren't going to do it. That, hey, just deal with it. Modern Warfare 2 will come out by that instead. But then all the community pressure, then all the community pressure came through, and they decided to patch it, which is a good deal because COD 4 is still not dead. So
COD 4 is
I
very
like how I like the fact on COD 4 on PS3 they hit the switch on double EXP and gave the fuck up on the game.
I don't like that. I feel like they left the lights on, and it's just like it's like PS3 just feels like it's like you're like a kid in a candy store. You don't have any. There's no parents on the PS3, if that makes sense. There's nothing governing on PS3. It just is like we're all kicking it at like a crack house. You know what I mean? Like that's how it feels.
Because it's like all right, we've got like 2 to 3 people manning the Xbox Live servers, and like one of them walked over to the shitty shack in the back that is PS3, flipped the switch on, came back to the Xbox command center, and never went back to turn it back off.
Yeah, they have no idea.
It's just double XP forever.
It's fucking New Jack City over on PS3 right now. Like they don't know what's going on. That's one part I didn't like about that, but I mean, like, it's not that I don't like it because double XP is whatever, but the idea behind double XP is that, for that weekend, it made like a weekend of playing Call of Duty 4 fun again or funner. But now it's just like, it's just always on, and I don't know, I liked seeing plus 50 on the screen more than I like seeing plus 100, plus I would have liked double XP when I ranked up my knife account 10 prestiges. That would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah,
I heard a rumor that it takes them more coding to make it double EXP than it would to fix the rock glitch on fuel.
I don't really know, but the rock glitch on fuel hasn't been too exploited in my games. The noob tubes, man, it's all about the noob tubes. That game would
Woody, is that one guy been trying to get in contact with you about that? Who's making the game? He told me it would take them less than 30 seconds to fix that rock glitch.
Then that's not the whole process, right? I mean, take them more than that just to QA.
Yeah, but whose call is it to release a
Microsoft.
patch? Activision's, Infinity Ward's,
Yeah, I'm guessing Activision, but what do you know? It might be that they had their staff was decimated, right? Infinity Ward. That might be why they weren't able to support their game very well. I don't know.
No, but they sure took their, no, I don't, that's BS because during the time when they could have, I would have paid. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, and a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but I would have gladly paid for the amount of time that I spent on that game. I would have gladly paid for them to fix it rather than paying them for a map pack. That's just my personal opinion.
I've made similar arguments too. Like people say, excuse me, people have said, hey, they lost their development staff, they can't do anything. And the argument that you've heard me say is, maybe if they were in Senegal, I would buy that. But this is America. There are plenty of programmers around. You can, it's not that hard to restaff, to get more people. Just go over to the Gears of War studio and hire some guys away. If you're motivated, you can get some patches out.
Yeah. And plus, who's casually playing Modern Warfare 2? Like, imagine if you never played Call of Duty before and you hopped on a game right now, Modern Warfare 2, and you got commandoed and noob tube. Why would you want to keep on playing that game? Like, who's casually...
There's not too many good games out there.
That's true.
There really aren't.
That's interesting.
Like,
I love Modern Warfare 2, but I'm weird.
You would think there'd be tons of like just high quality shooters because it seems so simple to us, like how to make it as far as like balance issues, but it just doesn't happen. I mean, look at Medal of Honor. Look what they did to that.
Hey guys, it's awesome.
I'm wondering if Medal of Honor's gonna be good with the patch.
I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna be late to work, so.
All right, man. Have fun.
All right, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime, guys.
I'm wondering what happens with they got a patch coming out soon. I'm wondering if that's going to basically bring the game back, make it a contender.
Modern Warfare?
No,
not Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor has a patch. DICE is on the case, son. They're changing everything about the multiplayer.
That patch better have kill cams. Making the sniper a 2-shot kill is a step in. Well,
they're not doing.
If you don't have kill cams, you're not.
But they're making all weapons weaker, so you can take more hits.
That's a step in the right direction. I once said that Halo Reach would benefit from kill cams, and everybody told me, "Hey, this thing hasn't had kill cams for 10 years. It's the perfect game. Don't make a change." But kill cams help you learn. They help you study what you did wrong. They give you this immediate feedback. They are awesome. And, then everyone says Medal of Honor needs kill cams. Everyone understands that because you just die. You don't know what did it. It's often some sniper across the map. There's no counter to it.
You know what bothers me about Halo? That the game is based around being a bitch.
How so?
I mean, the people that generally do well in Halo are the people that be the biggest bitch they could possibly be. Like,
here we go.
All right. I mean, like I was playing a guy on like Elite Slayer the other day, and he went 16-3, but he got 14 kills with the sword, camping the elevator on sword base.
It's true. And the other thing is, to get good stats in Halo. Now, I'm not a great Halo player, so I might be talking above my head, but it almost seems like you need to clean up scraps a whole lot. If you're there, like trying to push, make things happen, whatever, that's not a good way to get good stats. Finding people who are already wounded, people who just got kills, that's a way to do better. And you don't put shots into a guy you're not going to finish, and just go out, try and clean up guys who were already started by somebody else, and you'll do well.
Here's the thing. I blessed, I don't know if you have him on your friends list, but I do. He has over a 4 KD on Reach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go, Pedro, how do you do this? And he sends me a message back. He goes, I can't rocket launcher. That's his whole game
rocket
plan.
Launcher?
He camps the rocket launcher.
Camp power weapons. That's it. Halo. Camp and power weapons.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting with like a 1.4 KD. I'm sitting there wondering what I'm doing wrong. And here's Pedro with a 4+ KD. He's like, I can't rocket launcher. He bases his whole game around either the sniper or the rocket launcher.
Rocket sniper sword.
That's the... So, Hutch explained it like this. He's like, imagine there was a care package with the chopper
don't give me
gunner.
that. Don't give me that bullshit.
Well, let me finish the thought.
I've heard this. That's
I'm not
bullshit.
talking to just you, jackass. So, Hutch would say that imagine there's a care package that respawns on a certain part of the map. Then good teams would know that it's important to own that part of the map and know when that thing is going to spawn, and then grab it when it comes to life. And when I hear it like that, it's like, maybe I kind of see it. I get that. On the other hand, it's not my favorite game mechanic. I get how you earned it by owning that section of the map and knowing when it was coming. I also think I'd rather things be more level and hard to make so lopsided.
You're saying this. I'm hearing la 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 la, and here's what I'm hearing in my head. What about the game where you have the gun-on-gun situation and the team with the better team shot wins, opposed to the people who whore out the power weapons in the high ground?
I'm with you. That's exactly what I said in the trailing. So maybe if you didn't hear la la la, this argument would go differently. But I would rather have it. Like, it's just not a game mechanic I like. I prefer it to be where everyone had more balanced weapons instead of camping the care package is going to show up.
Here's another problem with Halo. I like Halo. I like Reach. It grew on me. But here's a major problem. They need people to join game. So almost every time you get a good game, somebody on one of the team leaves, and it has a chain effect. Then you're either stuck 4 versus 2 with the 4 people on the 4-man team, like whoring out the power weapons, like on the top of Reflection. They should put like something in there. Like if it's a 4 versus 3, the team with the 4 only allowed 1 power weapon or something like that at a time. They wouldn't be able to pick it up to kind of make it fair.
I don't know what's perfect on that. There's 2 ways you can handle it. When someone leaves a game, you can either have his teammates get screwed, and that really stinks, or you can have other people join in. But how many unwinnable games have you joined in Call of Duty? That sucks too. You jump in this domination game and you're losing 180 to 15, and you're like, man, I didn't even have a chance on this. They stuck me in a game. I didn't deserve this loss.
How many games have you played on Reach where somebody on your team left before the game started? Oh, you don't have a chance now, and you got to sit there 15 minutes getting your ass beat.
Stupid.
All right, so it sounds like you've made up your mind. I really haven't. I don't know what's worse, joining a game where you can't win or being stuck in a game where you can't win.
Being stuck in a game where you can't win. If I should win a game that I can't win, I could just leave the bitch. See here, I get stuck 4 versus 2, and if I leave the game, I get banned for 15 minutes. It's like,
so the average KD,
sit the fucking controller down, go get a sandwich. Here, just beat me.
The average kill-death ratio in Call of Duty is 1, right? It just almost has to be. It's unless you count falling off a cliff. But by and large, for everyone that gets a kill, someone gets a death. Average KD is 1. I would bet the average win-loss in Call of Duty is like 0.7.
The only stat that matters.
I bet it's 0.7. I'm with you on that. Because sometimes when we win, I'll walk into a game, I'll have the entire other team muted, and then the next lobby, no one's muted anymore. There might have been 12, there might have been 15 losers during that game, and that's why I think that the average win-loss is below.
Hey, can I bring something up? How about them putting the kill death on the scoreboard? First of all, how stupid are people that they can't just divide? And second,
you cut out
win-loss. It's all about winning the game.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that, Sandy.
That just annoys me so much.
Do you
Black
really
Ops.
have an honest 435 game win streak or something crazy like that?
That has to be free for all. I think he cut out again though.
Yeah. So Skype is telling me there's a problem with the call. Do I have wings?
Yeah, you got me.
I'm here.
Okay, so Sandy will have to come back.
Oh, did I tell you guys what my goal for Black Ops is? Because people have been asking me this. Like, what is my KD goal? What my win-loss goal? My goal is to everything I have, win-loss and KD, to add up to 10.
Mine's 5. Yeah, if my KD and my win-loss add to 5, I think I'm doing okay. Kyle said that once in Modern Warfare 2.
I'm going for 10.
It's possible.
I can do that. That's easy.
I probably could do it, but I don't know that I'd have as much fun. First of all, I'd never play without a team because it's hard to maintain a 5 win-loss if you jump in with people you don't know.
Free for all.
Maybe, and I wonder.
I don't think it's possible for me to lose a free for all because you only got to come into top 3.
Yeah. Sometimes weird things happen in free for alls. You get a couple bad spawns; they're always popping up behind you. But you're right. Coming in top 3 in free for all is usually not a hard thing to do. But okay, having said that, then you'd be stuck. The only chance you'd have to play team games is when you'd have a team around you.
Which I'm a YouTube commentator. I can pretty much get a team any time of the day, every day of the week.
All right. So then, if for example, if you pick up, the guys that we play with, right? You, me, Onslaught, Kyle, all those guys, T-Mart, Merca, etc.
I'm talking about my subs. I'll be like, here, I need good subs. Come on.
Well, I'm just take those players as an example. You're gonna have a hard time getting those crazy scores, right? You're never gonna go.
Yeah, like I said, it's got to add to 10. Like I can have a 3 KD.
1.
I can have a 3 KD if I got a 7 win-loss ratio.
Yeah, I get that. I understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is, you might never get 70 kills if you only play with super strong players.
Well, I'm not going for 70 kills. 70 kill games are boring.
Well, you're a YouTube commentator, right? I mean, you like to have some of those mixed in.
I mean, every 70 kill game I've ever put out, people hated on it, so I stopped putting them out. I remember.
Yeah, they're not the kind of games I play either. I almost always play with a team. When I don't, then I quickly get a team. I start getting Skype messages. I start getting game invites, and then it ends. I
think
played
you need
the
to call
other night.
Sandy back.
I did several times. It's not working for me. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah. All I'm saying is that I might go into Black Ops totally not caring about my stats. I'll grab weapons that aren't good for KD, right? Maybe I'll run a shotgun class and do something with that. Maybe I'll run, games by myself or whatever, and things that ruin your stats, just because I don't want to focus on my stats for the next year.
Come on, Woody. You've used AK-47 in the last 15 videos.
That's because I got a lot of good games with it. I hear you, but I don't want to be. I'm sitting here now. I've been using the M4 lately, and I swear, I pick up Modern Warfare 2 and feel like there's no weapons to use. I'm either stuck with the Uzi, which I don't really like, stuck with guns like the Uzi, or I'm back to my favorite AK. I don't know.
I think that I'm not gonna not really worry about the stats that much, but I'm not gonna ignore them either. I think I can run a 2.5 KD doing whatever I want to do. I mean, there will be games where I camp my ass off with an assault rifle, and I make sure I get dogs. And then there's going to be times where I play the gun game and just rush, just trying to get a flawless gun game in under 2 minutes or something. And I'm going to mix it up a lot, and I'm not going to worry about the stats. I'll let them worry about themselves. I'll probably end up with like a 2.5 KD and like a 2.5 win-loss, depending on how much team play I do.
That wager match stuff looks like it might be fun. It's neat.
Yeah.
Like, I had
I'm gonna avoid this shit like the plague.
I give Trark a little bit of credit in that they're like, hey, look, in these team games, we've had some innovation, right? You know, Demolition came along. Excuse me. Wars out there. There's been a whole bunch of new... Cap the Flag was added. So that's cool. But free-for-all has just been free-for-all. Like, it hasn't changed in the whole series. And finally, they found a way to make free-for-all new. And I'm like, I hadn't even considered that there was something you could do with free-for-all, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I guess that's like the gun game anyway, is the Counter-Strike Source ripoff, which doesn't diminish its awesomeness at all.
The reason I'm going to stay away from the gun game and shit, I'll play it, but I'm going to try to avoid it as far as possible. Main reason, there's no kill streaks, and you don't get to choose the weapon, and there's going to be way too much rushing around with people trying to shoot you with a pistol.
You just named the 3 reasons why I want to play it.
The other thing I'm looking forward to is that one-shot game, the one where you have a pistol. And
one in the chamber.
One in the chamber, thank you. I could be wrong, but I have this notion that I'll be better than average at that game and that I'll be running through. We'll see.
I have a notion that the game that Kyle's wants to play is going to be really camp-heavy because of the weapons. Because people are eventually going to figure out, like, okay, I got these two pistols, I got to get a kill with them. But there's also a transition period to my next weapon. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait on this corner. You know?
No, because what's going to happen is like you're advancing toward better weapons. So you want to get those early kills as fast as possible so that you're the guy with a machine gun while everyone else has pistols.
Wait, so I think that's not true. You know, what I've heard is that the middle weapons are the strong ones, and then when you get to the tail end, they're weak again.
Like you get like rockets.
Yeah, you go through all the rockets. You go through all that stuff. You know,
I forget if it was I'm sorry to cut you off. If it was a CNanners or a Hutch commentary, or maybe even a Dr. Disrespect, but people who played it at that press event were saying that the early weapons were bad and the last weapons were bad and the middle ones were strong. So
it ended with the ballistic knife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, and they had a hard time getting killed with it.
Right
One thing
before
about
that
the
were
gun
RPGs.
One thing about the gun game is every time you get a kill, you find yourself unarmed, and that stinks. Unarmed in that you got to wait a second and a half for your new weapon to come out, and so that to me it's like, wow, it's going to be extra hard to get super good KDs if every time you find action you have to switch guns.
I don't mind. I'm really looking forward to it. I just like the idea of like I got a 9mm. If I get a kill, I get 2 9mm. If I get another one, I get a shotgun. If I get another kill, I get an SMG. Like, it's gonna be fun. I just like that idea, and I think that's a good way. Think about it this way: early on, you don't have many weapons unlocked. There's a way to test out all the guns and figure out what you like.
That's true. Hey, Sandy. There's something I can't wait to talk about. But Sandy, what was it in Black Ops? You said you had a whole list of things that concerned you.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the deal with power weapons coming out of care packages? Everyone's going to be using care packages. You get like a mounted machine gun that stays with you after you die. I find it ridiculous.
It stays with you after you die?
Yeah, it's the death machine, the noob machine. Mm-hmm. It's retarded.
That thing's a little like a...
oh, man. Care package has been my main kill streak.
I hate it.
That really hurts your mobility, though.
I mean, even like now in Modern Warfare 2, I recently discovered the care package and how useful it is. It is the best kill streak on the game, period.
Beast the noob, though.
Beast the chopper gunner.
I played with Wings, I'll call it a week ago, and that son of a gun got like chopper gunners and Pavlos and AC-130s from every freaking care package. And
it happens all the time.
I'm going to get me some of this. So I swap on care package. Ammo, counter UAV ammo. Like, son of a gun! How does Wings do this? Am I calling in my care packages wrong? Like, what is the magic trick for what Wings does? Because he is lucky with the care packages.
I look at it like this way. I hardly ever get ammo, but I get a lot of UAVs. And if I get a UAV, 2 UAVs on 1 life isn't a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what were you saying, Sandy? What else was on your mind?
Oh, no, let me just say, I'm not a fan of luck being the determining factor in matches. When in matches, it's equal towards the end, and then a guy gets a care package, controllable gunship. I find it. I don't like it.
I look at the care package like this. It's a throwaway kill streak. I like my 3 and my 5, and if I get one in the middle, And whatever happens. If I get a pay blow, sweet. If I don't, okay, got to keep fighting. I use it to control the KD because I use the Predator missile to gauge my KD. If I get the Predator missile, I got my 5 KD that game.
That life anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, you know what I'm really psyched about? They seem to have paid a lot of attention to competitive gaming. So there's a couple things I noticed. There's split screen, which is going to enable them to be bigger in MLG, right? Call of Duty with Black Ops could pass Halo as the major competitive game because they're going to have networking local, they're going to have split screen. That's going to enable them to host these MLG events for Black Ops in the same way that they do for Halo. The other thing is, it looked like they were going to like save settings. So I'll be able to set up my like game battles match, right? Like here are the rules for game battles that are legal right now. Instead of the way I do it now, which is me like carefully and nervously checking over every stat to, is the respawn on this game type 5 seconds or 7.5 seconds? How long should the bomb plant take? How long should the bomb defuse take? How long should the countdown timer be? All these things in game battles. If you make the slightest mistake, it doesn't matter if you crush these guys in 90 seconds. That's a loss. And it looks like, from what I've seen, Black Ops is going to allow you to have presets, and that's going to be awesome for game battles. That helps me a lot.
What? I want to hear the rest of the Sandy list. What we got here?
It's not that big. You covered a lot of it. It's the main factors. Well, one, if it's the World at War engine, I know that's a modified Call of Duty 4 engine. I just didn't see. I don't know, something about it.
I look at it this way. You ever watched Anders play World at War?
No, I never seen it.
I've seen it.
He is dead on with the Gewehr. I mean, most of it is you just got to realize the hitbox in COD 4 and World at War when they're on the move is in front of them and not on them.
Yeah, you got to lead it.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people mess up. They'll throw it right on, just go, bah, 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 and it's got a 10-round clip, and they're done. It's like, man, this sucks. Fuck this. It's something you get used to.
They did a really good job in the Modern Warfare 2 hit detection, though.
Yeah,
I think that's as good as it gets in a video game.
It's very good.
Not including lag. You can't control that.
But on top of all that, I think the worst hit detection is a plus in Call of Duty because it makes lives feel longer. It makes you feel like you got more health.
I liked Call of Duty 4 because the hit detection wasn't that great. And it seemed like you had more help, like you say. Gunfights didn't end in the blink of an eye unless you were just a badass.
All right. So I think the podcast is getting over long. You guys want to jump into some free-for-all for a bit?
Not really.
Sandy, I'm calling you out. Sandy.
Wait, what do you mean? Like a real game?
No, just, private match.
Hold on.
I've got like
my Xbox on.
texting me.
We'll play 2 games.
But like the care package, that's gonna be a mainstay on my kill streak in COD 4. I mean, Black Ops.
I don't like it because when I want people to go for a flag, I'm telling them like, yo, go get B. I'm on B alone. Guy with the care package is in the corner of the map doing nothing, waiting for his stupid ammo supply.
Yeah, but see, I fall way around that. If everybody in your team runs, as soon as you get a care package, throw it, and whoever picks it up, picks it up.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll get one. Eventually they'll get one. And then you're sharing the XP all around. So it's all about luck and round. The thing about care packages selling me is hardline. I don't really need a scavenger. I don't even play with scavenger half the time on Modern Warfare 2. And the fact is, if I get 2 chances to get a gunship in a care package, that's even better.
I don't know. I just hate the whole luck factor. I really hate it.
But I don't really play a lot of objective-based game modes unless I'm playing with a party.
Yeah, that's definitely the best way to go.
I usually stay in mercenary team deathmatch, where waiting on a care package don't really affect you.
Yeah, that's the problem with care packages and sentry guns is you really want to go back to your own spawn to call that stuff in, so you don't give it away. And if it's an objective mode, then you're
useless.
You're leaving your team to deal with it on their own. But we'll see. Maybe in Black Ops there'll be a different dynamic. Some of those care packages. Sandy, are you going to run real high kill streaks in Black Ops? Do you think?
I've been thinking about it. It depends, how hard it is to get kills. Because getting 11 kills without kill streaks building, and I rush at all times, so that's not too easy for me.
I hear you. Yeah, a lot of guys don't admit it. A lot of guys are like, "What? 11? No, I do that all the time. It's really no trouble at all."
I can't stay still. I'm just always on the move for whatever reason.
KD's not 11. Don't tell me you're going to get that every life.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm only gonna run big kill streaks on capture the flag.
Oh, on D? Yeah, I can see doing that. Yeah, I've got a bunch of capture the flag gameplays where I get kill streaks, over 10. I think I have a 26-0. It's if you play D on CTF, you can with a silencer, you can rack up some kill streaks.
Yeah, just you've seen me play D with you guys. There's like games in between my deaths.
Yeah, it's and it's the way it goes, right? One guy's sprinting across the middle trying to cap a flag. If he succeeds one time in 5, then he's done okay. Whereas on defense, it's the opposite. You got to kill that guy every time, and the KDs reflect that.
Probably gonna miss my heartbeat sensor on the KD on the defense stuff.
Is there gonna? Oh, you're gonna miss it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got motion sensors now.
Or cameras.
Yeah, cameras. Yeah, but I don't think I'll use the camera much because
I'm not gonna use any of that silly stuff. I'm telling you, I want an MP5 extended mag with a Colt 45 sidearm.
Does the camera get rid of your radar?
Yeah, you lose your radar completely. That's the reason I won't be using it.
It's a high cost. Maybe if they stuck the camera somewhere else or allowed you to toggle.
I mean, Kyle's looking at it like, well, you're not rushing. That's stupid. It's like, well, Kyle, my connection sucks, and I have really high standards for what my win-loss and my KD has to be. So I got to do what I got to do to make those standards happen.
I guess I could see that. And if you're playing defensively, yeah, I agree with you. Like, break out the Warlord and the care package and hardline and all that good stuff. But for me, I want to rush a spawn. I want to rush a TDM spawn and watch it not immediately flip and go on like an 8-kill streak and just have a lot of fun. That's just how I like to play. And Modern Warfare stole
when that game reached 32-0, there's a smile on my face every time.
We were playing COD 4 earlier, and I'm just rushing the shit out of them. And in a COD 4 TDM, I'm gonna bust out at least 2 10-kill streaks a game. In COD, and it's not because people always say, "Oh, it's because the noobs playing now." Well, it's just like COD 2. You got a mix of noobs and a mix of those guys who never left that are good, and it doesn't matter. I'm gonna bust out a 10-kill streak in every TDM.
I never use that as a thing because back in the day, I owned the kids when the game was popular. I own them now.
I mean, in TDM, I could do that. In any other COD, I can bust out a 10-kill streak every single game in a TDM unless I just run into something awful. Modern Warfare 2 is not like that.
You get noob tube somewhere in that 10-kill streak.
You're going to get noob tube. You're going to get just God knows what's going to happen. There's 1,000 things.
So what's your opinion on the noob tube, Sandy?
I hate noob tubes. I always hate them. I don't use them. I don't think they should be in the game at all.
Yeah, if they completely remove them, do you know what kind of praise they would get? I mean, it would be huge.
Why don't they remove it? It's retarded.
I agree.
I don't know.
Noob tubes, for all the heat they're taking over hurting the quickscopers, they would get so much praise if there was no noob tubes. People would be just gushing over this game. They should get rid of them.
They should.
How's the flame? I was gonna say, how's the flamethrower? It sounds, I haven't seen any footage of it. It sounds annoying.
Yeah, it strikes me a lot like a shotgun. The range is really short on it. It's not an instant kill. It's it's like
probably the same. It's probably the same flamethrower that they had in World at War, but it's an attachment for your gun. The flamethrower in World at War sucked, so this one's going to suck.
It's going to be a humiliation weapon. That's what it's going to be. Which is why I'm going to use it.
And there's no timer. There's no timer on the RC car.
Nope.
So it's just going to sit at a doorway and wait?
I guarantee they patch it. Because you know what people are going to do? They're going to park that thing 8 feet away from the S&D bomb site and just wait.
It's so stupid. I don't know where they come up with these ideas.
You watch. I guarantee they end up like, I don't know why they don't have the foresight that we do, because they're going to have to patch that RC car. They're going to have to completely remove tactical insertion, because the boosters will boost in any game type they can, whether it's free-for-all, EDM dominations. They'll boost in search and destroy. They'll be like, all right, one headshot around, let's do this. They don't care.
Well, because the tactical insertion is search and destroy.
Yeah, they'll do it. They don't care. They're going to be dropping it anyway. They'll be like, yeah, I know it doesn't work. I don't give a fuck. Throw it on the ground. They don't care.
I've actually used tactical search and destroy though before. You ever heard that story?
No.
All right. My thought is people see attack and search, they're going to destroy it no matter what. And if they destroy it, I know where they're at.
That's kind of fun.
That's not a bad idea. You might be right.
That's kind of fun.
Just allow them to set off their own alarm.
It's like they see it's like, ooh, I'm just going to destroy this. It works too. I've had it work many a time. It's like, oh, he's coming this way. I use it like a claymore.
I might try and get an S&D gameplay with the worst possible class. Just like, attack, insert, flak jacket.
You can't do that. Trench gun is not on Modern Warfare 2.
Trench gun, like I watched Blame Truth's commentary with Crunk Skunk today, and I gotta agree. A trench gun is one of the worst weapons in any FPS ever. You compare it to the Klob from GoldenEye.
Love that thing.
Went old school.
Dude, one thing, the first thing SandyRavage always used to spaz like, dude, do that with a trench gun. I'll be impressed.
Dude, that trench gun is the worst of the worst, because you've got low rate of fire, high recoil, unpredictable damage, unpredictable range, low ammo capacity. Like, it doesn't get any worse than that. Like, if you had categories in which you would rank a weapon, it's at the bottom of all of them. Where is its strong point? Tell me where the trench gun's strong point is. Like
can
not
equip a bayonet.
Guns, just compared to itself. Like, it's the bayonet. Like, so basically they're saying, here's a spear. Occasionally you can shoot people, but it won't really work that well. It's terrible. Most frustrating gun to use in any COD game.
You know what I like about it? They gave the double barrel 45 damage per pellet, but they knocked the trench gun down to 30. It's like,
yeah, as if it was going to be OP. Like, it's ridiculous.
I could see the trench gun. They should have made the trench gun 45 damage per pellet, just like the double barrel. But the side effect was it was the pump action, where the double barrel was 2 quick shots. It would have been fine, perfectly fine.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, that's a 3-year-old game now, and it doesn't really matter.
No, Black Ops in a few days, man. I've been told I can get it on the 4th, and if that's true, I'll be pretty psyched. I gotta get time off from work for it.
The 4th? Damn, he told me like that Friday.
Are you gonna upload? Are you gonna upload footage early?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you guys earlier.
Nope.
Are you guys gonna go online on the 4th?
Yeah.
Oh, I might make
it's a legit copy. They can't do anything about it. I was playing Modern Warfare 2 on the 4th last year.
Because
really?
I want to go online as soon as I can, but I have no desire to play this.
It's not your fault that the store sold it to you. If it's a legit copy, which they could tell, nothing can be done.
So, Wings, when did you hear you'd get it?
Jeff told me he'd overnight it to me if I paid for it. And overnight would be like on the Friday before it sold. Like, it comes out the next Tuesday. I get it on Friday.
I'm pulling out the account. That's not very early.
So Monday be the 8th, Sunday be 7th, Saturday be the 6th, Friday be the 5th.
Oh, that's the 5th.
Hey, how much does the overnight cost?
It's like $49.
So you'd end up paying $110 for the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
For a Treyarch?
Count me in 2. Tell him to pick me up a copy.
He's got... I can mention it to him. I think he's having a hard time getting as many as he's
I got you
already. Yeah.
If he's able to procure a copy for FPS Kyle and his minions, that would be excellent.
All right. But yeah, from what I understand, he's got 3 on lockdown, or he has 3 on lockdown, and 4 through 7 are question mark. So that's, and you would be, I guess, 8. So that's.
I love people are like $110 for a game is ridiculous. Guys, think about how much you spent on Modern Warfare 2.
Tell Jeff this: I will pay more money to be one of the solidified ones.
It's hard though, because here the top 3 are Jeff, right? Himself. You're not going to pay. You're not going to in front of that. A personal friend from work. Just not going to take another $15 to bump his friend off the list, and then me. And we're close. We're business partners, etc. Those are the three.
I think I got enough money to bump you off the list.
No, you don't. No, you don't. We got. Nope, you don't. So, yeah, I don't think that'll work.
That'd be an awful conversation. Woody sees me online playing Back Ops. He's still waiting on his copy. The motherfucker.
I'm not the slightest bit concerned. Yeah. So, yeah. End of podcast?
Yeah.
I got lots of people.
This is Painkiller episode 28, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We had Blade. We had SandyRavage come by. We had the whole gang here from the Imagination Land.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.